Let's roll. The late night anger management class has begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. From Costa Rica to California, Montreal, Missouri, Minnesota. Let's do this thing. It's the Wicked Wednesday, which means Pee-wee's Pickhouse night tonight on the program. And I can't lie to you, gentlemen. If anything, I'm a lot of things, but one of the good things I am is pretty honest. Look, you know, anybody that says, listen, I'm a nice guy is never a nice guy. Anybody that says I'm a really honest guy is never really a really honest guy. And anytime anybody says it's not about the money, it's always about the money. But with that being stated, I'm not in the best of moods this evening. Not in the best of moods here this evening. As this industry can catch up to you, and I've been in this business a long time, and it might come as a shock to you, but I used to have a reputation of being insane. You know, like I wrote for a newspaper, I nearly fucking killed the editor. You know, they were upsetting me, man. Shit was taking too long, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go to the office, and you know, we got to deal with this. I regretted it after, though. Of course, I had a major episode at the Score Television Network in which I fucking persistently ripped management on Twitter for a week until they eventually just fired me. And I've had constant meltdowns over the years at staff. Yet over the last 6-7 years or so, I've calmed down. I've run out of networks to work for as well. So I've calmed down as far as like flipping out. But I swear the last 2 weeks, I've been dealing with so much crap all the time. It's hard for me not to. I told the story the other day about how I asked somebody, I said, can you pretend you're a professional? And the motherfucker filed a complaint with me. We don't have an HR, but somehow he found one. New York Yankees and Cleveland Indians in action. Adam Lastman says Coke is not good for you. And neither is watching this show. There's a lot of things that aren't good for you. Looking into the computer isn't good. Remember when we were kids, they said, don't sit too close to the TV. That's all we do now is sit close to the TV. You know, we're staying in the computers. I had to be like Bob McCown and start wearing glasses. I used to think Bob McCown, the talk show host, was just an asshole. I used to think he was just an asshole that wore glasses, sunglasses in the studio, but he's got good point. You know, the lights bother him. Now, you'd think that I'd say that's pretty soft, but I get it. I get it. So, you know what, Bob McCown, I approve. I've got no problem. I got no problem with your glasses, the sunglasses, the Corey Hart style. I wear my sunglasses at night. So yeah, so like I said, so recently I've had a lot of little incidences where, you know, I can't help it. Like today, I came this close to killing the cameraman. And it wasn't our boy Camera 2 Drew. It's a new dude. And like I said, I was really gonna but the thing is, I didn't say anything. So instead, I just let him piss me off for an hour. I was just staring at the kid. And I was thinking, what am I going to do to this kid? I could really, start yelling and freak out. I could quietly threaten him. I could just go over his head and tell the people that put him there and say, listen, this fuckhead kid can't do this anymore. So I did none of the above. I sort of observed him in his habitat. I'm like, all right. I was thinking in his perspective. I'm like, I'm new to the industry. You know, I got a job when no one can get a job nowadays. Let me see, how do I handle this? And I'm just watching it and I'm thinking, these fucking millennials. So I didn't say anything to the kid. What I'm going to do is, if he's doing my show again tomorrow, I'm going to warn him before the show starts. See, Chris Edge got, I'm a big Chris Edge fan. Great guy. I met him I met him at the IPC. Great guy. Yeah, I got to disagree. See, I don't mind getting off the soda for a couple of days, but no weed for a couple of days. I actually don't drink that much soda, but I have been recently. I'm back on it. I'm back on the Coke. I'm like a Miami Dolphins coach. You see that the chick says she's complaining now. He used me as a cocaine platter in a Vegas hotel room. I want to know what fucking hotel in Vegas has cocaine platters, because I never seen that on room service before. And I'm man enough to admit I'd probably order it. Next time I check into Excalibur, I'll have to check room service. Chicken tenders, steak, club sandwich. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Oh, the cocaine platter. Yeah, what's in the cocaine platter? What exactly do we get in the cocaine platter? I said on the radio tonight, like pretty much a lot of man's fantasies is pretty much to do cocaine off a chick's tits. Like how many people in the chat have said, yeah, that's, that would be a pretty cool thing to do. Off the ass isn't bad. Got to be careful though with the razor when you're chopping the lines up on the chick. I'm with Stooch. Like Stooch, like is that like good call, Stooch. That good call, Stooch. I sort of thought it was just sort of part of the plan. It was accepted. Like, don't hookers have menus and stuff? You can't do me in the ass. You can do this. I just sort of thought doing cocaine off the tits was standard fare. Joe Kim says cocaine scandal. Where you been, Joe? The big man on campus has warned us in between drops. Don't do your own stuff. That's the moral. If you're a coke dealer, don't do it. And if you're a coke user, don't film yourself doing it. Yeah, the Yankees are still winning. Yeah, so I noticed. So like I said, the last couple of days I've been like, all right, I gotta calm down here. I gotta calm down. But stuff just keeps happening around me. It's hard for me to calm down. So I yelled at a dude like last week on Friday. He still won't talk to me. They filed a complaint. And the thing is, I was all ready to apologize. I was going to say, you know what? I was probably, it escalated a little quick. But the fact that the dude filed a complaint, takes away the apology. There's no apology coming now. There's no apology coming now. So the apology's gone, man. And then which leads us into, we had some radio podcast issues earlier in the day, and Jazz is part of it. Then Jazz starts harassing my boss at the Fantasy Sports Network, and rightfully so. So I speak to Cardano after, because I see Cardano. I'm like, don't tell these guys off. They're our listeners. Fuck. Like, everyone's in a fuck you mode, it seems, recently, last few days. Everyone. Listeners, bosses, fucking viewers, like hosts. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, no. Cardano's now bitching back at these guys. And I'm like, oh, no, this is going to turn. It's going to get worse. And then I see Cardano was just joking. Cardano was just joking around. But then I find out Cardano was in the hospital. Fuck. So, yeah, we were harassing Cardano in the hospital. I'm like, well, why are you answering the tweets if you're in the hospital? Fuck. How the hell are these people? I don't know you're in the hospital. I call Cardano. Hey, Cardano. Hey, what's going on? Cardano sounds all baked and shit. I'm like, Cardano, well, it sounds like he's drunk. Fuck. Guy's in the hospital, poor guy. So yeah, everybody needs to chill, including myself. Like I said, I'm hoping that kicking it with Pee-wee Babano is going to be able to put a smile on all of our faces. And how can it not? Like, really? Like, out of all the guests that we have tonight, this guy is the perfect remedy. The perfect, like, who else would be able to put a smile on our face? First off, he's a world-renowned handicapper. He's a member of the Johnny Manziel Party Posse. And, of course, he's a very, 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 very successful television host. Yes, there was an incident in which he was cranking his junk in a theater, but sort of like cocaine platters and doing blow off of hookers' tits and asses. Is that frowned upon? Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Babano, a.k.a. peeweespickhouse.com. Babano. How you doing, Babano?
Just a wanker playing with my wanker. Gabe, how are you tonight?
You're a punter playing with the wanker.
Yeah.
It's Pee-wee's time. See, yeah, listen, you got to start off with a Pee-wee impression for us.
Well, who took my bike? I mean, it's just not right here. That's your Pee-wee Herman right there, yeah. Come on, guys. You just didn't really have to do that, did you?
Great.
There it is.
Great stuff. Great stuff from Ian Cameron. Doesn't get much better than that. That's quality stuff. Not quite the level of Big Man on Campus is Ed Orgon's.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's as good as it is. Because, the thing is with him, he's got the good Cajun thing down, but Big Man sort of looks like him, too. Just with the headshot, they have the same hair and shit. It's harder for me to pull it off. I'm a bald guy. I could do a Vin Diesel for you. Hey, I'm an overpaid dumb actor. Listen, I can do Vin Diesel for you. I can't do Pee-wee. You can do Pee-wee. It's amazing, though. It's uncanny, how much you look like Pee-wee. It just blows my mind. And, I really think it'd be good for business for you as well if you just did the website like that. Like, honestly, one or two things. I would, personally, if I was you, I would go to TonyBabano.com.
That's the one I'd go with, yeah.
Yeah, and I would put, I would sort of just have the same black and white layout and have the cutouts and everything. Have your face looking like a wise guy, Tony Babano. And, it catches. People would, oh, yeah, that guy, the Soprano guy, the Babano guy. And you got to stick out in this industry. Do I need to tell you? Do I need to do everyone's job for them? I don't know. Or do you not want to make money?
Sportsman, I'm doing okay with those guys, but yeah, I could always use the help. I could always use the extra little push in the right direction, and why not? Sopranos is a legendary show. I'm telling you what, if you have not watched Sopranos, you're living under a rock, or you're clueless, or you're dumb. I don't know what's going on, but how have you have not seen that show if you haven't at this point in time when it launched in 1999 and is on consensus top lists, top shows of all time lists across the board? You got to see that show. That's all there is to it. If you've not seen The Sopranos, I don't know what you're waiting for.
I got to be honest with you, and it's probably embarrassing to admit it, but I am not a Sopranos.
You're one of those people.
I'm not a Sopranos buff. Looks like a good show. I'm not denying it, but, I've been on the air too much. I just don't have the time for, series. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like one-offs and dumb sitcoms and stuff like that. I don't have to be invested. I'm like George Costanza. I like Banya's humor, stuff that doesn't make you think. No, I'm kidding. But, I missed out on The Sopranos. I really did. It was a great series, great acting and all that. But I've seen it, but I can't sit here and exchange stories about episodes. Same with The Wire. I know The Wire was extremely popular. I watched a bit of The Wire. I've seen it, but I don't know. Every episode's the fucking same of The Wire, but there's another one. There's a few. I'm not as much of a hipster as I let on to be, Babano.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Banya tells Jerry half the time in that one episode, that's not a meal. That's not a meal. We can say that about half of the things you eat during the day, right, Gabe? That's not a meal. That's not a meal.
Yeah, you're hitting or missing with that one. Good reference, but good reference.
Frozen pizza at midnight, that ain't a meal.
Frozen pizza, a whole pizza at midnight, that is a meal. It's not a bowl of soup. A bowl of soup is not a meal. As far as Game of Thrones is concerned, I've never watched Game of Thrones. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't like medieval stuff. I don't give a shit about like princes and queens and dungeons and flying dragons and shit like that. I'm not down. I like the show Homeland. I watch the show Homeland, and I don't mind The Walking Dead. I like The Walking Dead, but The Walking Dead kind of got pretty lame last year, to be honest with you. I mean, just fucking get with it, It's too fucking slow. Too slow. So yeah, 3-2 in this Yankee-Indian game right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm on the Yankees. I gave the Yankees in the first 5 innings plus 185 on game time decisions today. Pays to watch game time decisions, guys.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want picks, he's going to throw out a ton of picks at you every day. No, you don't have to worry about wondering, what's he on? What's he going to pick? He's going to give you picks and more picks on GTD if you tune in.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's you got to step up. I can't be like you and Teddy and say, I got to go.
Now, even I don't do that. I don't do the I gotta go stuff.
Busting your balls. And hold on a second.
But I got to give Teddy some.
Hold on. Hey, Johnny.
Uh-oh, the Vin Diesel references. I see it now. Yeah.
You're gone.
From what I've heard before I came on air, there's a man that's with me here tonight in a very bad mood. So you may not want to tempt yourself with that kind of stuff.
Babano's the first one to talk through the fire here.
Caught in the crossfire. Stranded. Caught in the crossfire.
Great job, Babano. Seriously, Babano. I never heard that. I'm like, hold on for a second, Babano. Babano's just talking like it's casual going on here. All right, so we got a thing here too. I don't want to get into this yet. I want to turn this into a chat fest. But now, big man, so what's the deal with Tom Marino here? I don't know what happened last night. Donnie Rightside kicked him out, but we need big man on campus and Tom Marino to settle their differences.
I caught the tail end of it. Like Tom Marino was ripping Donnie left and right. Donnie had enough, and
what was he ripping Donnie for?
Got rid of him, and then Donnie said that was enough, and he booted him out of there. Tom Marino, the one thing about him is he's going to contradict every host known to man on SBR. Doesn't matter if it's me, Donnie, Jeff, of course, which he does all the time, you on a lot of occasions, anyone. He will just differ from your opinion just to be stand out and be noticed. And look at me, I'm disagreeing. That's Tom Marino. That's his MO. It always has been.
Yeah, my deal is, listen, I got to stick up for big man on campus and Donnie here and such as yourself. I don't like recklessly kicking people out. Unless something, people are aware of our guidelines. It seems though, there's a long history between big man on campus and Tom Marino that needs to be settled for one time or another. And I'll tell you, Tom Marino, we will take big man on campus's side in this. But like I said, the last couple of days, it's been everyone needs to chill out. A lot of hostility everywhere. a lot of hostility with Banner. That's why we're bringing you on here.
Well, first of all, I've worked with BMOC for well over a year now. He's actually the one when we first started talking with one another on SBR, he says, I kind of want to do shows with you because I enjoy what you do, Ian. And there we go. And that's how it really started from there. And he's a friend of mine now. I consider him a friend, Donnie a friend. Though Marino, I don't know where he is, what he's doing with his life, what he's doing in his free time. I don't know if I can't even be 100% sure if this is a real human being, to be honest with you. So whose side do you think I should take, Gabe? The guy that I've become a friend with, that I work with on air every day, colleague, we have mutual respect for one another as good cappers and good people? Or am I going to side with Phil Marino, a guy that I don't even know might be real? Come on. It's an easy decision.
That's a good point. I tell you, big man on campus, one of the nicest guys that we've ever dealt with. You're right. A pure gentleman.
No, I totally agree with that, Gabe. I mean, yeah, I mean, he gets
the awkward silence here, Roberto. Come on.
Yeah, he rages on air like I do when we get angry about something in the sports world, or we lose a bet or something. But we all do that. But off the air, we try to be. I think Jeff does, and I know I do. We try to be nice people. We try to be fair, and we try to do things the right way. We try to be on here. We talk when we win. We talk when we lose. We don't hide shit. We're honest with people.
Yeah, well, that's my deal. Listen, I don't mind. Listen, the chat, people like insane chats. It is. It's modern society. I get it. I don't mind it. You know, people have their big boy pants on. They go in the chat. But I don't like every night when shit's fucking hijacked with high school shit. You know what I mean? If there's a good feud going on, there's a feud going on. But, you know, it's turned into a lot of juvenile shit. Like, look, now we got fucking Tom Marino's mom here. We got we got all kinds of shit here now.
We had
you know what I'm saying?
We had a Tho Marino troll more in the chat the other day, you know, trying to be like a parody account or something. It's just gone bonkers. Ape shit in the chat on nightly basis. That's why it's hard for me to tune into the chat every single night. There are nights actually I'll tune into this show. Just stay out of the chat. I got work to do. I got to focus on it. I can't be dilly-dallying and fiddly fooling around with a bunch of dopes in the chat acting like little kids, little daycare students. Can't do it. So sometimes you just got to say, hey, no chat for me tonight. Even though I like a lot of the people in the chat.
It's chaos here. It's chaos. Yeah, well, we don't want big man on campus to go. So, yeah, Tom Marino, how come you don't just chill out then, Tom Marino? Like you said, if you know you're upsetting everybody. Like Omar says, talk about sports. Talk about sports. That's I think that's that's the best way that we could put it here. But I don't want people to be uncomfortable in the chat. I don't want people to be annoyed in the chat, you know, over juvenile stuff. But like I said, Big man Donnie and this dude, they obviously have a fucking beef, and it spilled over into my show that I don't really have anything to do with. But you know, I stand with Donnie. Donnie's a great guy. I know Big Man, you know, a great guy as well. So obviously, we're going to stand for the people that we know here as well.
That's the thing. I mean, I know Donnie and have met him in Costa Rica. We had a great experience at the IFBC. We all had fun down there. I know that for a fact. Everybody that was down there enjoyed themselves. Jeff, I haven't met him yet, but I will at some point. I know that. But we have fun on the air, doing shows. I'm going to stick up for them. That's all there is to it. I don't know Tho Marino good or bad. Tho Marino, what he does in his spare time, I don't care. If he's got a beef with Jeff and Donnie, my decision and who side I'm taking is a no-brainer. I'm going with the guys that I know and work with and respect. Case closed.
All right.
Let's talk football. Let's get it rolling.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. Yeah, we'll talk and we'll get this shit resolved. All right. We'll get this stuff resolved.
But I will admit, Gabe, the chat room does beat me down some nights on this show. Just seeing all the gobbledygook and back and forth and all of that, and it just, come on, people. Like, can we not just, park that, shove it, and let's, do. And I feel bad for the good people in the chat, the ones we know, Gabe, Big Will, Jazz, Bruce Shad, the longtime guys that we all love.
A couple of jokes and some sports picks, exactly. Not a constant fucking war every night.
And a bunch of fucking cocksuckers and dopes are ruining it for them, and I don't like that one bit, not one bit. It's too bad.
All right, yeah, I don't know. We might just do a poll, but the public's definitely not on Tho Marino's side here. We'll tell you that much. See, stop fucking stirring the pot, Tom Marino. All right, stop insulting the host. Stop stirring the fucking pot. All right, let's talk sports for a couple minutes. Like I said, I'm already rattled here to begin with coming into this show. I'm already all right, fuck everything, fuck. I'm already getting pissed off here to begin with.
Stop the Stanley Cup parade in Toronto. They got drilled tonight, by the way, by New Jersey.
What was the final score?
5-3 or 6-3, but they lost. But the game went over the total. Another Leaf game.
Another game sails over the number. Yeah, and another story, too, speaking of anger out there. Our boy Tommy G. Tommy G, big fantasy guy. Tommy G got singled out on Barstool Sports last night. Is they were singling out Yankee fans, and they called Tommy G Prison Mike on Twitter. Except Tommy G wasn't too impressed, and he went on a fucking epic Twitter storm. And the thing is, he actually does like a show, I guess, like with them or something. So he's got a podcast with them or something. So he's fucking livid. He's freaking out. And it escalated to him freaking out, to basically him threatening them, to the direct messages. And it's great. His Twitter rant started at 9:30. Like Cam Stewart even knows about this. I didn't even think Cam knew who Tommy G was, but he did. Cam's like, hey, see Tommy G. He's like, man. He goes, I've seen you go on Twitter rants before, but this fucking guy. So yeah, Tommy G started at 9:43 on Twitter at the game. He started a Twitter rant at Yankee Stadium. And then and Tommy G won $30,000 last night too. Good for him. And then the Twitter diatribe went all the way to 6:30 a.m. He basically went all fucking night just tweeting at Barstool Sports, telling them to go fuck themselves and threatening them. I don't know how this is going to end. I imagine it's going to end where he's no longer going to be doing a podcast with them. I think that's how that's going to end.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you're telling your bosses to basically to go screw themselves, go F themselves, and you're basically asking for the pink slip to be sent to you in the mail with no gratuity.
What the fuck's going on here in this Troy game? This is appalling. I generally don't lay points in these things. I laid points tonight, big man, and Babano. I laid points
with Troy.
I thought Troy were going to pace them. I really did. I didn't buy into the post LSU letdown crap. They had 11 days since that game. It's been a while. They've had time to get over that. But evidently, whatever. And, there was a little voice inside me that was like, yeah, you got to be careful with these Sun Belt games and these, these conference games. Plus, South Alabama could be dangerous. They're bad, but they always play a good game a couple of times a year as a big dog, beating San Diego State a couple of years in a row. So we've seen this from this Jags team before in the past. But, I mean, okay, I can live with Troy not covering the number. But for the life of me, I never fucking imagined that these guys wouldn't be able to win a football game. And I laid the points, and then I jumped in earlier. It was 9-0 only, and I got Troy at -140 on the money line. And here they are down now 16 motherfucking nothing. It's ridiculous.
Shutout at home by a South Alabama team that's really had a tough time of it too so far this season. And it's funny, I had a small peanut bet on the over here in this game. It's got no shot, none whatsoever. But
I'm surprised because of the underrun. So you thought that Troy would put up a lot of points.
Well, I thought Troy would put up points, but
I'll tell you what, Babano, you're right. If you would have told me that South Alabama had 16 points, I would have told you this game goes over the number.
Yeah, and it's funny because South Alabama, the talk for weeks since they made the coordinator change. They fired their offensive coordinator. Joey Jones puts the offensive line coach, Richard Lewis, as the new offensive coordinator. And the last couple of games, the Louisiana Tech game and now tonight, they've talked about we're going to open up the playbook. We're going to take shots down the field, throw the football, and I've seen absolutely nothing of that sort the last 2 weeks, and they haven't connected on any of these big pass plays that they've been talking about, the new coordinator talking about doing since they made that change. And it's still the same old stagnant South Alabama offense and a disappointing offense. Dallas Davis has been banged up all year. When he has played, he hasn't been that good. You got Cole Garvin in there now, who's been mediocre at best. Bad quarterback play, and this offense still spinning their wheels, even just like it was before they fired the old coordinator.
And we look at this Troy offense, the lack of execution and play call. Like, I don't understand this. So it's 4th and 6. Why the hell would you try to throw a deep pass?
Yeah.
With a quarterback that didn't come within 10 yards of a wide receiver.
What's happened to Brandon Silvers this year? This is supposed to be a senior quarterback coming off a great season, and I have not seen it from him this year. He's been a big disappointment. He's been a big declining quarterback this year from Troy, considering what he's done in years past. This is surprising how much he's struggled at times.
And look at the Jags coaching stuff. This guy's coaching like it's the fucking national championship game.
Yeah,
he's way into this because this is what they do. They step up. The field goal kicker misses a chip shot before at the end of the half that just would have changed the tempo and the momentum a little bit of the game. 27-yard kick. And that's when I tweeted, like, mediocrity is just, it's fucking driving me crazy, man. That's, I talked about, like, complaining to people about things. It's like, I ask these dudes, like, can you post this at this time? Can you do this? There's always, something. But it's like, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. And I get it, kid. You're not going to make every kick, but fuck, man. You have a scholarship. There's other kids that can be here if you can't do this. And you're not 14 years old, fuck. In the past, I've been too nice to these college kids. These kids are old enough to fucking date rape people and shit. They're old enough for me to fucking rip them. 20-year-olds and shit. Get your fucking shit together, man. People need to learn to do their damn jobs, man. It's unbelievable.
It is, but when it comes to college kickers,
gross. Look at Nick Folk. Look Nick Folk last week. Well, it's saying, I didn't. This one's on me. Yeah, I know it's on you. Fuck. I know it's on you. No one said it wasn't on you. We know it's on you.
Great observation. Yeah, 9 points off the board thanks to you when you lost by 5. You think your missed kicks were the difference in that game, Nick Folk? You think?
just brutal. So, so now, I don't know, man. Maybe right now, and you know what's crazy? I'm on the Yankees here, too. We hit the first 5. We're on the Bronx Bombers still, but 1-1 in Boston, Colorado hockey game. We're on the Boston Bruins in this one.
Oh, very good. So am I. That's good. Hopefully that's good news at the end of the game.
All right, nice punt. All right, yeah. They're gonna all right, they just pinned him at the 1. If the comeback doesn't start now, it never does. It doesn't start now, it never does. They've got South Alabama's first down. They're on their own 1-yard line. The Troy bench sort of, I'm not going to say overly enthusiastic, but there's a couple of high fives at least, and right. Suck it the fuck up, guys. You guys got to. This is embarrassing.
I wonder if the longtime coach of this Troy team, who the stadium is now named after, Larry Blakeney's impressed watching this shit show of a performance tonight.
Yeah, on national television at that. Yeah. That's another reason why I didn't think they could be a letdown here. All right. Like I said, I'm on the Boston Bruins in the late night hockey game. A couple other games though.
One point I want to make about the college kickers is it's always,
safety,
heart in your throat.
Safety? Nope. Fuck me.
Barely got out. Yeah, barely got out. But these college kickers, they're always a heart in your throat moment, but especially at the lower levels, Gabe, of college football, the Sun Belts, the MACs, the Division II college football. The kicking really drops off once you get down to those levels.
No, I know they're shaky, but it's sort of erratic though, because I obviously watch a lot of college football. I remember on Saturday I was watching a lot of college kickers, one after another, man. Bam, 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 bam. 48-yarders, and I was like, how come the NFL guys can't step up with these? You got to be kidding. You guys got them fucking pinned. You allowed them to run out there to this 8. Holy fuck, Troy. I'm going to have a fucking heart attack. Like, if they don't fucking stuff from here, I'm going to fucking snap, man.
This is a huge third down. The only hope this offense has of getting on track is getting a short field, and you're only going to do that if you get off the field right here on third down. So this is a huge play. When your offense is not doing anything, and I mean anything, you need to flip the field. So this is huge for Troy defensively right now. 3rd and 4 to get out.
You know what sucks, too? Instead of enjoying a nice, good playoff baseball game, I'm torturing myself with this stupid fuck fest. I'm losing money. I even doubled up on this. I need this. I need Troy to come back. It's gonna.
It's Sunbelt, no fun.
Let's see. Get him. Nope. He picks up the first down. You stupid fuck sticks.
Missed tackle at the 10-yard line there, just before the 10. Yep.
None of these kids know how to fucking tackle, man.
Yep.
But you know what? If they make one big play, Babano, don't worry. They'll let you know what number they are on TV.
Oh yeah, they are.
They'll put on a fucking show, right?
I love how
this is how the fuck. How bad is LSU? Fuck. Like how is this possible that this fucking piece of crap team beat LSU?
That isn't very good. But when you have a bad offensive line, the one thing Troy's got is a decent defense for Sun Belt standards. And LSU's got problems. This LSU situation, Morency, with them is totally dysfunctional because they bring in Matt Canada as the offensive coordinator, who's at NC State, with the sole intention of opening things up this year. They're going to pass the ball more. They're going to be more explosive, more balanced. And now things have not worked. Ed Orgeron is already turning his back a little bit on Matt Canada and his philosophies, and now they want to go back to old school Les Miles. LSU got fired in the first place for being too conservative, being too run heavy, not being imaginative enough on offense, and now they're going back to old LSU football. The initial reason Les Miles was fired in the first place. It's a shit show right now with LSU offensively. Defense is still pretty good there, but their offense has been miserable and a massive disappointment all season.
All right, it's going to be a massive. I'm going to give this Troy team one last chance here. They need to stop. I swear they can't tackle. Like there's every damn play Troy get there, but the Jags pick up like 3-4 yards after contact every time. Like this Troy team can't tackle. I never seen anything like it. It takes like 4 of them to take one kid down all the time. Like, you know, watch Troy try to tackle. Look, no one wraps up. Everybody just sort of bumps in and, like, you know, they just sort of throw lunge. It's fucking pathetic. Like you said, it's free. You know, this is the thing. I love college football, but, you know, when you bet on a bad team, you get what you deserve sometimes. You know, you're betting on Sun Belt football. Don't be surprised when they suck, right?
Now, I know their last game was that huge win against LSU, and I know they were over the moon for it, but they had a bye week after that game. Do you have more than enough time to get that win out of your system?
Right, they got a sack here. They got a sack here. They're getting them off the field.
This reasoning for this terrible performance can't be letdown.
This is what I'm saying. Big showboat. Hey, sec. You're losing 16-0, kid.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. All right, we get it. You made a nice play. Fuck. You should have been doing this all night. That's your job.
I hate that.
That's your job. Like, you know, whatever. It's the entitled society that we live in right now.
Getting stomped by what? A one-win football team at home on national TV down 16-0.
We'll stay positive. Yeah. We'll stay positive, guys. And, you know, I like to bust out the jerseys. It's the rally jersey. There's no Troy jersey to bust out. I don't have a Troy. There's no Troy jersey. All right, this fucker's punting from his end zone. Let's see what this kid's got.
Yeah, I was pretty confident a Troy Trojan jersey, not part of the Gabe repertoire of jersey collection items.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, wow. I'm just seeing that now. You cannot fucking script this shit. Wow. Is this real life right now? With goodness.
You fumble the fucking punt.
Bad football. Sun Belt, no fun belt. Not tonight, anyway.
No, we're taking the belt.
Yeah,
we're taking the belt. This is the old school. This is the old school belt taken.
Wow. Yeah, just total lack of concentration there. Lack of focus too. I mean, that was terribly received by the returner there. Terrible. They went off the side of his fist or something. It's like he wasn't even in the right spot position-wise to retrieve and catch that ball.
You get a defensive stop.
And great field position. They would have been at midfield, worst-case scenario.
All right, you're gone, Vig Simon.
Vig Simon? What's
Vig Simon's gone. Holy fuck. Do I really have to like hang over the chat here? Boom. Vig Simon. He just called Donnie a fuckface.
Vig Simon did that. The Vig Simon I saw down there at the IFBC, the same Vig Simon?
I think that's what yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's disappointing.
Was it a mistake?
Is it a fake Vig Simon?
Was it a fake Vig Simon?
Troll Vig Simon? Maybe we did. If that's the real Vig Simon.
Vig Simon.
I have no idea. This chat's wearing me out. I'm telling you. This chat is like it's like you need friggin' recess attendees, like an elementary school.
All right, let's see the message. View. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Donnie right side is a fuckface.
Wow.
I thought I was doing the right thing. Let's see. It was Vig, and I got the quote right here. It keeps it.
Yeah, I know. You can read the deleted message after you block the guy. I always go back and read them just to see what the hell they said. And some of it is not too nice. Let's put it that way. Rated R. But this show is
like I said, I don't mind a little civil chat shit, but calling Donnie a fuckface when he's not here to defend himself, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, where's his little camera that he's got on the chat box? Like last night, somehow he found out Tho Marino came back in, blocked him a second time. I don't know how he did that. He's got the show streaming in his bed with his wife or something. That's hilarious. It's a threesome.
All right, so like I said, if Vig's a good guy, I apologize, but I look and I see, Donnie's a fuckface. What am I going to do? I can't let that go.
No,
can I let that
nor
go?
Nor would I. Like I say, if there's a shot thrown at me or Jeff or Donnie or Drew Martin or Pete Loshak or whoever I'm doing shows with or whoever I know was a colleague and contributor at SBR, I'm gonna defend them. Case closed. I don't care who's breathing down their neck. It could be it could be Jazz for all I know, and Jazz might have to get booted sometime soon. Even though we like Jazz for a lot, but
Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, if he gave SBR people shit, I might have to do something. But no, we do like Jazz, absolutely.
Hey, listen, no, if there's a misunderstanding with Vig Simon, and Vig's tuning in right now, there's a misunderstanding. We apologize. Listen, everyone's testifying for Vig. Maybe it was a joke. I never had a problem with Vig, but I look in the chat. We see the message still, right? I mean, we're trying to settle everything down and said no personal fucking attacks. Calling someone a fuckface is a personal attack. Now, Jazz is attacking you, Babeno.
I know. That's all right. I know. I knew Jazz would get a little defensive when I said that, but
hello,
SBR. Jazz is good. Jazz watches all my hockey shows. We love Jazz.
I think everybody needs to smoke one right now, all right?
Yeah.
Including myself. I feel like Winnebago man. Everybody needs to chill the fuck out. Fuck. This is one of these deals. Like, I don't know if you guys know the Winnebago man. I don't know if you guys know the Winnebago man rant, but he lets everybody know. Everybody needs to chill the fuck out.
No, we do. We got to chill out.
The thing is, a lot of people in the chat say, "Oh, we don't like this," but then they encourage it. You know what I mean? Like they encourage it. Then they say something. I don't really like chats like this. Then they fire off an insult to someone, and then it leads to it's a domino effect.
Yeah, and there's like 10 million different feuds going on in the chat every night. This guy with that guy, this guy with this guy, that guy with that guy. It's ridiculous. There's like 10 different in-chat feuds between two pricks every single night in that chat room lately. And it makes it very hard to enjoy it. Like I say, the regulars that just want to come in, enjoy the show, get entertained, have some laughs, some smiles and chuckles, hear some rage, vent their own rage along with you. They can't enjoy the show as much when they're dealing with little snipes and little sniper shots back and forth with a bunch of immature dopes really in the chat. It's unfortunate, but hey, this is a great way
we'll get to some football here.
Yeah.
We'll get to some football. We'll ask you people to police yourselves a little bit here. Hey, Tom Marino's mom, you're going to be the next one to go here. Fuck. Settle down.
Hey guys, if the chat's bothering you that much, let me just say, and Gabe will appreciate this, Saturday night Patreon, beautiful show. Chat is humming nicely. Everybody gets along there. Saturday nights, tune in.
Yeah,
join us.
Like Stephen Baker says, we're going to get to the games now. We're going to get to the games. I'm going to look back in the chat in 5 minutes, and if there's still a little bickering bullshit going on, then we're going to boot everybody out. All right, so this fucking Troy team. This Troy game's not helping anyone's mood here either. All right. It's the angry, wicked Wednesday night here tonight. Holy fuck. All right. So let's jump in here. And tomorrow night we got an NFL game. The number's been bouncing around, man. It was 3. It was 3.5. Now it's up to 3.5 again. A lot of people I talk to like the Carolina Panthers in this football game tomorrow, Babano.
I'm kind of wanting to make a case for Philadelphia because I said it as early as the IFBC, and I said it at the IFBC. Don't be a flake. Check the tape. I said it at the IFBC. You can go back. That video is still up there. Don't be a flake.
Check the tape.
Exactly. I said it. I think the Philadelphia Eagles could be a sleeper in the NFC East, if not the entire NFC. And I think this team does have some upside. I'd like to see if they get Fletcher Cox back this week. I know the Lane Johnson absence. Everyone's talking about how that could be a big issue because they struggled without him along that offensive line last season. No denying that whatsoever. But, in a close game, the Carolina Panthers, I think it is going to be a close game. I think the Eagles have as good a chance to win this as Carolina does. I know Carolina offensively, picked apart Detroit last week. I don't think it's going to be quite as easy for them this week, although Cam Newton has played a lot better the last couple of weeks. We do have to give him credit for it. He's shaken off a lot of the doldrums they had offensively early on. But if I can get 3.5 or better, even at 3. I'm going to go Philadelphia. I'm going to stick to my guns, stay loyal to this football team that I liked before the season, that I've cashed a couple winners on already, and I'm going to lean to the Eagles side tomorrow night.
I can't disagree with your analysis there, Pee-wee. But my deal with this is, listen, Philadelphia is 4-1, and in the 5 football games, they played well in every football game they played in this year. Like they really have. The one loss that they have is against Kansas City, and they were in that football game. So, they played well all the way through the season. I keep thinking, like no team can play well every week. There's got to be a letdown. And Donnie brought up the point last night. The Thursday nighters, home teams have blindly won 68% of the time. The short week generally favors the team at home. And interesting stat as well. The Carolina Panthers are 7-1 against the spread. The last 8 times they've played back-to-back road games. So like the first home game back. So that's what's even more impressive about Carolina's little run right now. That they've done this to this fucking kid. No, that's short. You got to be kidding me. So yeah, we're missing 27-yarders, and their guy's making 47-yarders.
I turned the baseball back on. I couldn't watch any more of that. It's making my brain, numbing my brain. That Troy.
What is it? The kid just nailed a 47-yarder. Let's see, nailed it. How far did it make it over by? I made it by fucking a few yards.
Wow.
Fuck me. 19 fucking nothing. You got to be fucking kidding me.
I don't blame the letdown. There's no letdown when you've had 10 or whatever it is days off after that LSU game. You're just playing like shit. That's why you're losing. It's no letdown.
I agree. I don't see a letdown. I totally agree. That's fucking great. Now the Colorado Avalanche scored. It's just this night just gets better and better and better.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, first minute of the second period too. Wake up, Bruins. My goodness.
Yankees in the 8th inning right now. This game's getting serious, isn't it?
Yep.
It's getting serious. And so is that potential Dodgers-Yankees World Series. So back to the Carolina-Philadelphia game. So, the Philadelphia Eagles have played well every week this year. I just feel that they're due for a bad performance. I think the injuries catch up to them. Linebackers, Cox. To me, the Lane Johnson injury is the biggest one here. I'm sure you heard me talking about the stats, Babano, and I'm sure you stumbled across them as well by now, in which when Lane Johnson plays, Carson Wentz is 10-2. Right tackle. He's one of the best tackles in the league. So Carson Wentz has a 10-2 record. He's thrown 20 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions, got a quarterback rating of 99 with Lane Johnson in the lineup. When Lane Johnson's not there, Carson Wentz has 2 wins, 8 losses, has thrown 12 interceptions to 6 touchdown passes. There's big major discrepancy between when Lane Johnson is there and he's not. It's hard, it's amazing that the right tackle has that much of an impact on the quarterback, but he does. Morency brought up a good point. The Samoan dude, what's his name? Big man on campus can say his name. We'll call him the Vaitai. Vaitai should be better this year than he was last year to step up, and he wasn't that bad last week, actually. So maybe we're overdoing a little bit, but I think Carolina back home, getting healthier with a healthier Cam Newton right now. I liked it at 3 better than 3.5 because of that hook, but I think Carolina wins this game.
Yeah, it's a valid point about Lane Johnson for sure. And we talk about home road dichotomies in sports betting all the time. How about the Lane Johnson dichotomy? Because that's what we're seeing with Carson Wentz and this Eagles offense, with him on the field and without him on the field. And the difference has been pretty clear and pretty evident when he's not been able to suit up and be on the football field. So we'll see if the Eagles are able to overcome that. Carolina's playing better, no question. This offense needed some time. I mean, early in the season, offensive line had some issues. Cam Newton coming off that injury, didn't play much in the preseason, hardly had anything in training camp in terms of reps. He needed to get, I guess, comfortable, get some reps under him in the regular season. It took him a couple weeks. This offense was not very good early on, but they're coming around. There's no question. I mean, that performance last couple of weeks for Carolina, 33 against New England, albeit a bad defense, New England most of the season, but Detroit following that up with a good performance. And don't be fooled by the 27-24 score. That game was over early. Matt Stafford did his typical fourth quarter routine and get some touchdowns.
Right. I was 27-10 all night pretty much. You're right. I was watching that game too. Yeah,
but I'm going to bet this game. It's a Thursday night game, and I'm as much as I respect what Carolina's done 2 weeks in a row.
You're leading Philadelphia. I respect that. What about the total, 45.5?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one because I think the Eagles' defense is a lot better than people think and has gotten better as the season has progressed. I know Arizona's got flaws, no question about
Carolina's offense has gotten better too. The last 2 weeks they played to the over, right? They put up, what, 27 last week, 27, 24, 27 last week. They put up 33 at New England. Man, they put up 70 points in their last 2 football games. I'm not so sure they, because a lot of people, we sort of think of that performance against the Buffalo Bills, in which they only scored 9 points. They really should have scored more. Cam Newton wasn't himself. But this Carolina offense can be potent. They're a weird team, Carolina, man. Like, remember 2 years ago, Babano, they were fucking unbeatable, up until the Super Bowl, obviously. And when they're in a zone, man, they're really like one of the best teams in the NFL. Yet they have this inconsistency. There's like a good side and a bad side to this team. Well for them. They really are just so mediocre, but they look like to be in the zone. And, people can debate all they want as far as trends are concerned or not. But when you've gotten to 14 times in a row. Mark Lawrence brought this up at the IPC, and me and Mark talked about this earlier today. The last 14 teams that lost in the Super Bowl that didn't make the playoffs the following year have all, Babano, made the playoffs in the second year after.
Exactly.
14 fucking teams in a row, guys. The 14 teams to make the Super Bowl, lose in the Super Bowl, not make the playoffs after the Super Bowl hangover. 14 times in a row, that team has made the playoffs the following year. I don't know. Carolina's already 4-1, and we've got this trend in our back pocket. If you can find a prop out there, will the Carolina Panthers make the playoffs? I'll say yes. All right. I believe in a 14-0 run here. And Carolina look like a playoff team right now.
It sounded like you were leaning over in this game, right? Sounded like that.
It's hard to get in there, hard to get in front of this when you consider Philadelphia really doesn't, they really don't run the football all that much. I think there's going to be a lot of throwing the football here. I can see Carolina playing. I can see Philadelphia playing from behind a little bit. I think there's going to be some plays. 45.5 just isn't that high, right?
It isn't. And here's your case for the over. Here's why I'm gonna try to back up your reasoning here with evidence. Carolina's in great form offensively, obviously 33-27 the last 2 weeks. But you look at this team defensively, everyone says it's a great Carolina defense. And up front they are. It's a good defensive line, one of the best linebacking duos going with Kuechly and Davis. I understand that. The secondary can be had, though. A little bit on this Carolina team. It's not a great secondary by any stretch. And when you look at their results, look at where the defenses look best. San Francisco in week 1 when everyone's getting used to Shanahan. Buffalo, a pedestrian offense. But then the good offenses come to town. New Orleans hangs 34 points on Carolina. New England 30. Detroit 24 up, a lot of it late. But Detroit was still able to move the ball a little bit against Carolina. Better offenses, better quarterbacks have gotten a little bit of production going against this Carolina defense, so don't put it past Wentz to do the same.
Yeah, that's I'm just trying to pop something up, and I'm just disgusted. I look up and I see Troy can't even get a 3rd and 2, dude. Like, this quarterback's fucking terrible. They're terrible. Like, everything's terrible. It's terrible.
This is a multi-year senior.
That's the Pee-wee fucking word. That's the Pee-wee Playhouse word of the night tonight. Terrible.
It is. The word of the night. The word of the show. Exactly.
I almost feel like it's my fault. I open up the show by saying, I've had a bad day and stuff, but it's not my fault. Fuck. Shit's falling apart here. Fuck, man.
Well, we got to hope things turn on the hockey board.
I got my boys in Vegas, Don Best, telling me, hang in there. We can come back. It's like, really, guys? Like, that surprises me because I worked at Don Best, and they're not the most happiest people there. So the optimism tweet catching me off guard here. Fuck. Thinking you guys are all optimists suddenly? Really? Fuck. Some of the most fucking angriest, surliest people I've ever met. Fuck. All right.
Yeah, Don Best. Bunch of serious pricks over there. They don't know anything about fun and relaxing and being happy.
No, I wouldn't get too. Let's not get carried away with that about serious pricks. They're not serious. They're not pricks. But Babano, being the king of the awkward bad joke, Babano. Like, you really are. Like, you are the. Do you realize that? Like, I'm always concerned too. Like, a lot of guests that I have on TV, Babano. I'll throw out a little softball or a little sort of small talk, weird little anything. With you, like, I don't know what you're going to answer ever, dude. Like,
that's right. I keep you guessing.
Like, I don't know. I never know. Like,
that's why I keep the show interesting, Gabe. Look at it that way. It's a positive.
Like earlier we're talking, you make an awkward joke about jazz for some reason. Like, it's just.
It's what comes out. It's what starts here and comes out here. That's basically it.
No, it's actually enjoyable. You're almost like Jim Carrey-ish or something like that.
It's the first thought on the top of the head that comes to mind, and I spit it out. That's basically it. That's what you get with some of these, And they don't. And some of them are car crashes, but that's the way it is.
3-2 in the baseball game. Chapman's up there right now in the 8th. The Yankees aren't fucking around. This game pretty much went exactly the way that I said it would.
I'll tell you what. Let's get
in the sense that earlier I said, listen, I told Mark Lawrence this. And if you check my plays of the day, the video on the Fantasy Sports Network, it's only a 40-second video, but my specific words were, I do not trust Kluber. All right? Those were my specific words. I do not trust Kluber. And I also said, Cleveland, they're so used to losing.
Yep.
Like, they all right, LeBron James is there being a dick cheering for the Yankees. But like the city of Cleveland, even though they won with LeBron, the Cleveland Indians haven't won, right? And they've been so close so many times. So all these Indian fans, they get down and then they think, oh boy, here we go again.
Yep.
And then it creates this negative atmosphere. But the Tribe aren't close to being done. They haven't lost 3 consecutive baseball games since July 30th, guys. They're going to be hard to finish off here. They got 5 outs left. It's in the 8th inning right now. Chapman on the hill, 3-2. We'll keep our eye on this intense game as opposed to watching this fucking piece of shit, fucking horrible ass fucking call it. Fuck, I hate the Sun Belt, man.
Yeah, it is. Had to put the baseball on. I got to give CC Carbs and Calories credit, as Cam would say. He pitched good. I mean, he hung in there. He started to get hit a little bit in the 5th inning.
He slimmed down, too.
Yeah, had a ton of strikeouts. He has slimmed down just a little bit, but he's turning back the clock. What's that old R&B song there from the 90s? Aaliyah, she passed away. Age ain't nothing but a number. That's basically CC Sabathia. Age ain't nothing but a number. Throwing fastballs, nothing but a thing. These strikeouts I throw at you, they might win the game. That's what they might do for the Yankees here, yeah.
And here's Auburn Wild joining us. Just a little icing on the cake here.
A little karaoke moment, yeah. Oh, Auburn Wild's in the chat now?
Auburn Wild, just to put things over the top.
Gosh. Good evening, everyone. I'm at the Winnipeg Jets game. Hi, I'm Auburn Wild. I'm a nightly tourist. I go every here, there, and everywhere to every big sporting event.
Hey, listen, I like you, Auburn Wild, but the Jets struggling, right? Tino says, Babanos. See, Babano's making everybody feel better right now.
It is. I'm trying to calm the waters. I'm trying to calm the waters here. Soothe everything over here.
And I'm seeing something about somebody said that Vic Simon created 3 names to try to like entrap somebody to like I'm blown away by this. But if you're watching Vic Simon, you'll be welcome back. I'm sure there's an explanation for everything. I'm just not sure like what the fuck's going on, man.
He was a nice dude at the IFBC. I was there Sunday night at the bet box with him.
Which one was he?
He placed a bet for a big man.
What did he look like?
Yeah, I think orange, like ginger type hair a little bit. Yeah.
You're horrible to describe. Fuck.
I know, I'm terrible.
I like to rob a bank with you in the bank.
I know, exactly.
What the guy look like? Fucking kind of orange looking guy.
Yeah.
What? So anyway, he looked like he was orange. He was Donald Trump. You're saying he looked like Trump?
No, not quite that tan. No. Or that red, or that orange, yeah. No Trump. No bad hair. He didn't have bad hair, unlike Trump, yeah.
Right. F64, I don't know who this guy is, but yeah, we got a real circus going. You know what, guys, though? I tweeted this out last night. I thank you guys for watching. We're getting some great numbers. People are enjoying the show. Shit's pretty crazy, but this is what happens, Like I see, our boy Jazz actually told us we're getting like 3.8 thousand on average views now. You get 3,000 people watching on fucking YouTube. There's going to be some nut jobs, Babano. Not to mention, we all know that nut jobs have always been attracted to us for some reason, right?
Oh yeah, we take all comers. We take insane people, psychos, sociopaths. They all join us here on the late night anger management class. You just never know who's going to pop up, ring the doorbell, and say hello.
I appreciate that. Love you too, Stucci. Stucci's a class act. Appreciate the like regulars in here. Shano's the man. Amar. All right. Oh, is this Vig back in here? Oh, Vig is F64. All right. Yeah, like I said, Vig, you know, you understand. Everything's, you guys seem to be more back on, you guys seem to be back a little bit more on sports track. Like I said, we're not trying to become a pansy ass, hey, let's everybody get along shit. But, like, you guys are all grown men, okay?
Yeah.
And it's getting a little childish at times. So let's just keep it, let's remember we're men, okay? Like, it's not like the Boy Scouts where, it's the person scouts here. We're men. Let's keep this, let's act in a responsible manner with it.
Yeah, exactly. We got to show that we can show our rage without showing our rage at one another. Let's show our rage.
Exactly. Like I said, I don't mind like some of the smack talk and arguing and, whatever, you're a jerk. But we're not trying to be, obviously we're an edgier show. But like I said, in the kindergarten fucking shit where it's just 3.5 hours of you suck, no, you suck, your mom this, and like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's act like adults here. Yeah. All right. So please, what happened is just Troy is at 2019 now.
Maybe we need to get the word class out.
I don't know what happened, but I see the guys smiling on fucking in white jerseys, which I don't like. What the fuck is going on here? So we're really going to get shut out? Is this the deal?
19. Oh, who's got the ball? Oh, Troy does. Troy's got it. 1st and 10.
Is this all right? I don't know. Why am I even watching this? Like, really?
I don't know.
We're losing 19-0. Are we coming back here? Like, why am I watching this?
There's 8 minutes to go. That comeback.
But you know what's crazy? I'm more loyal to Troy right now in my bet than the Cubs fans were today. These guys leaving. And listen, I understand you leave a 5-0 regular season game. It's fucking cold. It's September. It's a regular season game. Doesn't mean you're like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. We're losing 5-0. I'm fucking wet.
Yeah.
It's the fucking playoffs. It could be your last fucking home game, actually, too. You lose the next one, you're done. So way to support the team, Chicago. I said the same thing last year. Oh, all these, they're so happy the Cubs fans won. They're a bunch of fucking yuppie fuckheads, all right? They're a bunch of yuppie fuckheads, Ferris Bueller fucking wannabes. Let's drink beer. Who cares about the game? Their biggest famous thing was their fucking drunk announcer. And he sings, and I like Harry Carey and stuff. But, it's just sort of an it thing. It's like a trendy restaurant, the Cubs. It's not a baseball franchise. It's a trendy restaurant with like fuck sticks. Like you see a bunch of jerk-offs waiting outside in line to get into some fucking club. That's what the Cubs are. I said it before, and I'll say it again. If I lived in Chicago, I'd be a White Sox fan. I wouldn't be a Cubs fan.
Yeah, for years they were Cubs stood for completely useless by September because that was basically became the MO of the Chicago Cubs. Barely any playoff years, always out of it in the regular season. I'm with you in agreement there because all I hear from people is that the Cubs are some of the most loyal fans. They stand by their team through thick or thin. Isn't that supposed to be 5-0 in the 8th inning of a playoff game too against a Nationals bullpen that last I checked at one point this season was a gas can? That maybe a comeback could happen for you guys in the last 2 innings of that baseball game. I know it didn't happen, but I think you do have to show a little more faith in your team than that. It is a playoff game. I know the weather's terrible, but guess what? I stood.
They sport man buns.
Yeah. Exactly. But I've been at Ticat games in piss down rain before. The final Ivor Wynne Stadium game, it was like a monsoon, that game years and years and years ago. And the Ticats were shit that year. And I stood for that game start to finish. Final Ivor Wynne home game. I didn't go early. I didn't pack my bags and go home with 3, 4, 5 minutes to go or leave in the 4th quarter started. Stood there for the whole game with my poncho on, with my raincoat on, just enjoying it, taking it all in one last time at the old barn. That's how you do it. That's how you show loyalty.
And we should note as well, so this is what they said about Yankee fans at Barstool Sports. Said, so last night was another edition of 60,000 douchebags in one place. AKA Yankees game. This is for you, big man. Are you listening to this, big man? This is what Barstool said about Yankee fans. Another edition of 60,000 douchebags in one place, a.k.a. Yankees game. I feel like this postseason is coming up party for Yankee assholes, and I'm finally getting the world to understand I've been living the last 32 years. Something Met fans have been dealing with for an eternity. Yankee fans, and this is, I don't know, man, it's kind of racist, I think, for Barstool. He goes, Yankee fans are Guidos and Puerto Ricans, nothing but weasels, with terrible fades, unbuttoned jerseys, backward hats, gold chains, and bad tattoos. They're also like to pull string dolls with like 5 phrases on repeat. 27 rings, bro. Earn your pinstripes. What time do the Mets play? So far, this postseason has been particularly special. Every night, the camera pans through the crowd, an endless supply of assholes. Just a never-ending parade of dickheads. A sweeping view of tens of thousands of stereotypes. These are some of my favorite assholes from last night. And one of the assholes was Tommy G. That's why Tommy G's flipping out. He's like, you're calling me a fucking loser, weasel, asshole, prison Mike? Fucking, yeah, he's not happy. You need to have a sense of humor in this world a little bit. Like saying that they're nothing but Guidos and Puerto Ricans who are weasels. That's a little bit out there, I'd say. Wouldn't you, Babano?
Well, one thing I've come to do over the years, and I have a group of friends that I've known for years and years and years. We needle each other.
I guess I'm one of the dicks with a button fucking Yankee jersey, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm reading the Yankee qualifications. I'm like, yeah, that's me. All right, yeah. I wear a baseball hat. Yeah, all right. So basically, Barstool Sports though, it's a bunch of nerds, writers, right? Yeah. They're not, Tommy G's betting $30K, winning fucking fantasy head-to-head shit. The guy enters $500 head-to-head fantasy matchups. He's a professional fantasy player.
Yep.
These guys in Barstool are making fucking $18 to write a fucking article on Barstool ripping Yankee fans. Hey, Barstool, all those fuckheads that you were making fun of last night at Yankee Stadium actually had money and are cool enough to be able to go to that fucking game, unlike you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to be buying a mansion off of what you make from Barstool Sports, doing podcast articles and anything else for that website anytime soon. Not going to be able to make yourself a decent salary there.
All right. So I know we're not talking about Thursday's college game. It's an abomination. What do you want us to say? Texas
Another
State and Lafayette?
Yeah, exactly. I do think you will. I do think you will see points in that game, Texas State and South Alabama, unlike tonight's Texas State and Lafayette. I mean, unlike tonight's game, Texas State was on the field for 80 snaps defensively.
Screw up in left field.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That is, bad job.
Yep. That's little league shit right there.
Yep.
That actually happened to me when I was a kid once. Ball hit a rock and got past me. Fuck, my coach nearly killed me.
Yeah, that happened to me all the time. That's the only.
Look at this. This is little league shit though. Like you're in the playoffs. This is little league. Like, dude, you're a big leaguer, bro. That can't happen in the major leagues. Like that can't happen in a game 5 when you're down a fucking run.
Yeah, he Bucknered it.
That can't happen. Like it's just one of these deals of like you can't do that, dude. You just can't do that. You just put a guy on second base. Like if the Yankees get a single here, this game's over.
Yeah,
this game's over.
He Bucknered it. Yeah, exactly. Except not in as bad a spot as Bill Buckner did. I mean, that was basically the game 6 victory right there. And game 7, you know what happens after that.
Wow. And of course now the Colorado Avalanche. Now I'm going to have to deal with Cameron 2 Drew tomorrow bitching about the fucking Avalanche game winning. Guy's a big Avalanche fan. Come on, Troy. Every time I look, can you guys score a point? Can you do anything, Troy? Can you do anything? All right, they have the football right now. Like, great. You guys going to get shut out?
They probably will. They're on their way to getting shut out.
No, they're on the 1 yard line.
Oh, they are? Oh, let me check. Okay, there they are. Well, there you go.
Still 9 minutes left. Touchdown.
Start the comeback. Don't lose faith. Silvers finally did something.
6 minutes left. Sorry, 6 minutes.
Do you have them in a parlay or laying the points?
No, I got them on the money line. Fuck. I laid the points, and then I took them on the money line after. I was like, they'll come back when it's 9-0.
Well, at least hopefully they come back and get that one for you. But they still need 2 scores. It's a 2-score game still.
I'm all here, Babano. You don't think I fucking know? Like I can do the math here, Babano. Thanks, Babano. Like, oh, you need, I'm aware, Babano.
They need a turnover on this next kickoff.
Fucking Babano. I know what the score is, Babano. I'm watching the game here. Oh, you need
just check it.
No shit. He's going to get in. Oh, now you guys have a little flash, eh? Fuck. All right, 19-8. What does this mean? Fuck. It means we're down 11 points.
So 2-point converted touchdown and a field goal. That's what we're hoping for. At least.
All right. Fuck.
We'll see.
The question is, do you go for the onside kick?
The defense has played pretty good. You give them a shot to get a 3 and out, although they can't miss open field tackles like they did when they had South Alabama backed up that one time. That was ridiculous. They should have had them stop there.
I bring in Babano to cheer us up, and Babano's telling me, oh, you need 3 scores. Fuck. Yeah, I know. Like, I know. It's 19 fucking nothing. I'm aware, but like, hey, Babano, you're killing me. You're really killing me tonight, Babano. I got to tell you.
When it rains, it pours. Yeah. When the bad news strikes, it just keeps on coming. I told you, Sun Belt, no Fun Belt.
Oh, God.
I think you will have fun betting the over, though, in Texas State Lafayette tomorrow night. Lafayette's defense is miserable, but they can score, and Texas State's not very good on that side of the ball. And the total's dropped. The total was 60.5. It's 54.5 now. 6-point move to the under. There's value now to look the other way. So hopefully that one comes in over the total tomorrow night in that game.
I see there's 3-1 now, but Bano's going to tell us, oh, you're on the Bruins. Oh, that means you need 3 goals.
Yeah.
There's
3-1. You need 3
3
goals now for this.
Hey, everyone, I just want to let you guys know, if you're on the Boston Bruins, you need 3 goals to come back here. You need 3 goals.
Yeah, just in case you don't know that or can't figure that one out, there you go. 3 goals to come back and win the game, assuming they don't give up another one, which at this point they probably won't. This is pretty bad by the Boston Bruins. They got shut out at home by Colorado on Monday, and they're not playing much better tonight, to be honest with you. There's some issues now with the Bruins, and Tuukka Rask now again another.
No, they suck. Fuck. You know, I knew they sucked, especially without.
Bergeron's a killer injury. Killer injury. It really is, because
especially
one of the best two-way players in the league. Absolutely. Power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5, plays in all situations, plays both ends of the ice. Face-offs, you miss him there. One of the best face-off people in the league. It's an injury you can't afford. And, they beat Nashville without him, but it's been mostly bad, more bad than good without Patrice Bergeron in that lineup.
See, now people in the chat are assuming you insulted them. You think they're dumb. That's why you were doing the math for everybody.
Basic math.
Yeah, seriously, though, the Colorado Avalanche, they've been a great bet this year, man. They keep on winning as underdogs. And, tonight they were I guess small underdogs here. But, yeah, Boston Bruins aren't coming back. We know that. These fucking Troy kids like to wave these towels, don't they? Fuck. All night you guys are jumping on the sidelines, waving the towel. I don't know what you're so happy about. This is what I tweeted about earlier, the level of mediocrity in this world. Like, what do you guys think? I want the kids to have fun, but we're losing as 17-point underdogs. Pick it up. Oh, fuck me, man.
There's a chance.
Deep, personally.
There's still lots of time left. I don't know if you had to go to that right away, but to each his own. Flames up 2-0. Wow.
Delta ask what's up with hockey and heavy metal. Fuck. White people like heavy metal and they like hockey. Fuck. They go hand in hand. It's like asking why is there hip hop in a basketball game.
It is. I mean, you got music for different sports. What's that electronic dance music go with? Anything?
I love that. Hockey is the best for that. You watch a Pittsburgh Penguins game, man. They're playing like fucking Megadeth and shit.
Yeah.
Like only in hockey will you still hear Pantera. Like you go to a hockey, like not in Canada though. In Canada, it's funny. Canada, it's like an NBA game. Canada, they play a lot of the dance music and shit at hockey games for some reason. Yep. But in the States, like Florida, Texas, watch a Lightning game. They're playing Metallica, Pantera. Dallas Stars is nothing but metal. Actually, I heard the Edmonton. I was watching an Oiler game the other night. They were playing a lot of metal actually at the Oiler game. It's sort of accepted, but we'll get serious. Yeah, that game tomorrow, Washington State and Cal. That's a big ambush for Wazoo right now, guys. You want to talk about letdowns? and dangerous ambush spots. I think this is a tough spot. I think they're laying too many points on the road here, Babano. Cal are better than they've looked the last 2 weeks. You know, they were sort of in bad spots. They're playing tough teams, and they got beat up. It is what it is. But this Cal team isn't a bad team. Wilcox is a good coach. They're back home right now. Just ask Wazoo to win by 15 points, I think.
Yeah, I'm leaning Cal too, but the problem is do they just struggle against some really good teams the last couple of weeks, Cal? Or is this a sign that they're already
on the road they did?
They did, yeah. Or is this a sign that they're wearing?
Look, they were getting. Remember, Cal were getting 17 against USC.
Yeah,
they lost by 10. So now they're getting 14 and a half. Washington State beat USC, but let's say they're equal teams, right? You know, as far as the talent, if you want a power ranking, so to speak, in the same ballpark, let's say USC or better talent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, USC a little bit ahead. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but nevertheless, like, it's a lot of points to be given. We know Cal can compete with teams like this. We've seen it. Like I said, Cal had a tough time the last 2 weeks. It is what it is. They were playing high-powered offenses. It got out of control. Listen, a lot of teams are going to get the shit kicked out of them by the Washington Huskies. All right. Huskies are starting to peak right now.
Yep.
I think this is and I'm telling you what, I'm going to use the ML word here. I wouldn't be crazy. I don't think it's crazy to think Cal might pull a fucking upset in this game.
Washington State's the kind of team.
I think Cal can win this game outright, guys.
They're the kind of team that could be prone to a letdown. They very well could, but at the same point in time, as Cal's the last 2 weeks of based on who they played, or is it a sign that they're wearing down and the depth is starting to catch up? Because they've also had the injuries mount a little bit. Great start to the season. They roared out perfect, undefeated ATS mark to start the season. They covered at home against USC, against North Carolina, impressive outright win in the very first week of the season. That was real impressive, but even that win, there's a little shine taken off it, Gabe, because North Carolina's fallen off a cliff in recent weeks. That's not been a good Tar Heels team the last couple of weeks. That team California beat in that first game. So interesting spot. They did make a good hire in Justin Wilcox. I think this guy's got some new ideas. He's made that defense better. I think Ross Bowers, unfortunately, quarterback-wise, they've got a lot of improvement to do from the quarterback position. I don't trust Washington State in this spot, but I'm worried that Cal starting to wear down just a little bit already. They still don't have the depth required in the course of a long Pac-12 season. So I lean Cal, but probably not going to bet it.
Here's Troy gets the ball back again. This is why I didn't like the onside kick. I didn't. There's still 6 minutes left. You do this, you pressure them down there, you're getting field position. Whatever, it is what it is. You're in midfield right now, pretty much. The Troy cheerleaders are into this. The band is still into this. There's 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. You need a quick strike, guys. I know you haven't done it all night, but quick strike. That's what you need. A quick strike, and then you don't go for the onside kick. You boot it deep again. With 4 minutes left, I like to see them score before the 3-minute mark, if it's possible. Back to pass, going deep. Fuck, this fucking quarterback just slings it up there, though. He doesn't let the play develop, man. Holy fuck. Like you said, dude, this quarterback's been around forever, too, Babano. I don't understand this shit.
I can't understand how he's been not just a little bit worse this year as a senior, as a multi-year starter. He's been a lot worse. Like, I remember the Boise game.
Yeah, you got these receivers running down the field. It's like, dude, you can't just throw it now. Like, let the guy get, you know what I mean? Let it develop. Like, it's like he's never played. It looks like a freshman. He looks like a freshman. It does no touch, no idea.
He's got to put more air under the football, too. Let your receiver have enough time to get down there.
Yeah, he's throwing these laser fucking like fastballs. Fuck, I know.
Receiver can't get down the field that quickly, 40, 50 yards down the field when you're throwing it with that much velocity. Take some fucking air out of it.
I guess I was wrong. I like the play call. Like, that's what they need, but he can't do it. So I'd go over to the middle of the field here for 10 or 15. Let's just get it to their 45. He dumps it off, and he drops it.
Wow.
This is hard to watch.
I can't watch anymore.
I don't know why. I can't believe I just bet all this in my account on this shit. I really really. No, it's insanity.
I have never really bet big units on these Sunbelt games midweek. It's not that I have anything against them, but it's hard for me to read these sometimes, and this game's proof right now. It's been an absolute ugly, pathetic, nails on a chalkboard football game. Brutal. Absolutely brutal to have to sit through this.
So I brought this up today with Mark Lawrence, though. All right, here's third and 10 back to pass. All right, they completed. He's out of bounds. Hurry the fuck up, guys. At least they've been doing this fast. They've only taken 14 seconds off the clock since they got the ball. That's impressive, at least. Like we'll give it to Troy. They fuck up fast, at least.
Yes.
They do it fast. So 19-8 right now.
They're incompetent. They're inept, but they do it quickly.
Yeah.
Let's give them that. Yeah.
It wasn't a first down. All right, now they got the first down. You guys need to hurry the fuck up. I wouldn't go deep here again. They're at the 49-yard line. I would throw it to like the 35 type shit. Throw a slant. See if your guy can get something going here.
Because you figure
and then start going to the end zone. Yeah, you know,
they've onside kicked once. You figure they're going to do that again if they score. So you might as well not rush it. Yeah. And
I'll tell you what, the last onside kick was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a good kick. The kid did a good job. He fucking drilled it. I like that style. You know, when guys try to get cute and bounce it up in the air, it never works. I would prefer the chaos theory. There you go, right over the middle of the field. That's what I'm talking about. I prefer the chaos theory with the onside kick. I would tell, if I was the onside kick, I would special teams coach, I'd tell the kicker, you fucking drill this thing as hard as you fucking can right at someone's face, fuck. Like, seriously, like you just fucking drill it at them. Don't worry about where it goes. Just fucking make sure it hits somebody. Like, just, you know, that's your goal. Fucking pick someone out and fucking nail them with this thing. And these kickers can get some steam, man. You know, but they're so shit. Like, imagine a soccer player, if you told him all you got to do is hit one of these guys fucking 10 yards away from you, he'll fucking hit someone right in the face. These NFL kickers are a bunch of fucking pussy-ass windbags. Fuck, they can't do anything.
And I'm noticing, too, about Troy is they're actually picking up the pace, picking up the tempo for the first time. This is one of the slower-paced offenses in college football, and they're finally doing something now. They're going a little no-huddle, a little more up-tempo, and for the first
they've got South Alabama a little gas, too, right now, right? You know, but don't fuck this up, kid. Good job. Get out of bounds. Good job. Oh, nice.
Why didn't they go with more tempo a little earlier? That's my thing.
I know. We always that's the pain.
I would always do that if I'm a coach. If I have a normal like paced offense going, that's just my system. That's my style. I'm not moving the football. I'm not getting first downs. I'm going 3 and out a ton. I'm going to do something to try to shake it up. And if going with more pace gets everybody in more rhythm, gets a little more flow going, I'm going to do it. Why they took so long to decide that and figure that out, I don't know.
All right, let's see if Silvers can punch this shit in. I said it'd be nice to get a touchdown by 3 minutes. Listen, like you said, Babetta, they've done a good job getting down the field here, actually. They've done all this in a minute and 15 seconds. That's actually pretty damn good clock management.
It is. South Alabama having 19 points only doesn't surprise me. This offense has been terrible all year. That's the reason the coordinator.
I should have just bet the under, fuck. I mean, both these teams were 5-0 to the under, 4-1 to the under on the year. Troy are on an 11-1 and under run, and props to big man on campus. He said yesterday on the TV show, he said he likes the under in this game.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to catch.
Not even in props, like I said, props to you, big man. And forget that pick. Not even fucking close this game to going over the number.
No, it's barely halfway there.
Overtime.
Yeah, well.
Unless we get to 19-19 somehow here.
Did we have to?
I'm sorry to say, I'm fucking praying for it.
Yeah, do we have to put that idea in BMOC's head? I guess we did, huh? I guess we just did. That it could go to overtime, which, could open up the door for everybody.
All right, 3rd and 10, back to pass. Silvers. That should be a touchdown. Oh, you dropped it, kid.
Wow. Yep, right in his hands.
Should have caught that.
Back shoulder throw. Actually,
listen, not easy catch to make, but he put it where it had to be. You know, like he wasn't going to throw it over the guy. Like, if you're on scholarship at a big time college football program as a starting wide receiver, you got to catch that. Like, that's why we threw it to you. You know what I mean? You got to catch that. Fuck.
It's a simple rule for as long as I've been watching football. If it hits your hand, you catch it.
But it's a spin around. You know, I know it's not easy, but that's your job, kid. That's your job. You got to catch that. Fuck.
Yep. I should say if it hits
fucking kid better make this kick.
Oh, yeah, it needs to make it.
Oh, my fucking God.
Oh, my gosh. That's a Nick Folk. He Nick Folked it. We've gotten Folked again. You got to be kidding. We've gotten Folked by a different kicker this time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
How bad was that? That's a terrible kick.
Like, look,
had no shot.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a dying quail, that football.
Like,
prayer. Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Look at Neil Brown, the coach there. He's just like, he's disgusted. Should.
Yeah, Legacy. That's your name, Legacy. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to remember your legacy.
And shit, yeah. 0 for 2, missed from 27 and 30. That's not a good stat.
But you like, how is this guy, like, I could do that. I still have college eligibility. Like,
oh, man, that's brutal.
I feel sick.
Yeah.
I feel sick now. You know? The kid hits this, we got a puncher's chance after. Fuck, you know?
8-point game. Yep, 1 possession game. Yep, if he hits that field goal. And nope. Coach is still, like, beside himself. He's trying to hide his frustration.
No, but, like, he missed it. How far was that one? He missed a 27-yarder before.
That was like 32, I believe. Yeah. Look at out. 2 runs scored for the Yankees. Save.
It's like a fucking chip shot, dude.
A 2-run single, and it combined with an error for the Yankees. It's 5-2 in the top of the 9th. Insurance for New York.
There's Brett Gardner. The old Yankees.
Wow.
That's for Barstool Sports.
BMOC on cloud 9. Mr. Yankee fan. He's loving this. 3 outs away and a 3-run lead.
I'm pulling for a Yankee. I want a Yankee Dodgers World Series, man.
It could happen. It could happen.
How much will tickets be for that?
How good are the Yankees going to be feeling if they can beat Cleveland and momentum and just house money for the Yankees? ALCS.
They're going to be playing that Houston team. Yeah, they're playing with house money tonight. That's why I like them tonight.
Yep. Nobody gave them a shot tonight or in this series. Nobody's going to give them a shot against the Houston Astros. I guarantee you that. Which I'm getting scared because I have Houston AL pennant and World Series futures at stake. I'm a little concerned if they play the Yankees. This is a hot team feeling good if this is what ends up being the ALCS. But it's not over yet. Still 3 outs for Cleveland. I'm not counting out a team.
This isn't too bad. I'm looking right now. If the Yankees World Series tickets, $500, cheapest ticket. That's for game 1 on StubHub right now. You can get a ticket if they made it, whatever. The World Series ticket, Yankees, to be determined, $500. Only 3 tickets left. Game 2, $500. Game 3, $600. Game 4, $650. And you know what? Championship Series only 111.
Wow, what a jump! Just going from ALCS to World Series. Whew.
Yeah. So it's not bad. So let's check LA Dodgers. Somebody said the Dodgers the other day that it was $650. I think they said the cheapest was $650.
Yeah, I would assume LA would be a little bit more expensive, a little bit more of a pricier.
Oh shit! That Dodgers ain't fucking around in LA. Yeah. It's $888.
Yeah.
$694, $802. Yeah, it's more to get. So yeah, so going to LA is sort of out of the question. Plus, it's further. New York's quicker. Hey, I could pull that off. I'd gladly pay $500 for a Dodgers World Series game in person.
In New York or LA? New York, you'd go to, yeah.
Yeah. You listen to what I say, Babano, here on this show.
Yeah, that's what you said. You were interested in New York if the Yankees end up playing them.
You drinking the peach snaps tonight?
No, I'm not. No, just beer. Just 1 beer.
Only 1? I thought you liked to have a couple.
No, just only 1. I got a hockey show in the morning. I got to get a nice sleep.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw our boy was like, man, you should be doing more hockey shows. You're like, fuck, there's 3 a week, right? What do you want?
Well, the thing is, we don't do a hockey show on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday because it's always a smaller card. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 hockey games max those days. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are the big hockey days, so we pick those 3 days.
I know. Everyone, even in the chat's like, what's up with Babano? Jack's Jay. It's like, I just told you, I can't go to L.A., so I'll go to New York. Then you're like, where are you going to go, L.A. or New York? Who am I talking to?
You did say that, yeah.
Who am I talking to here, Babano? Babano. All right. So, all right, Ben, how about this? We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll blast through some NFL before we let you go, all right?
All right, sounds good. Break time, yep.
Yeah, 5-minute break. Everybody, bong break, beer break, smoke break, whatever break it is you need to do. We'll come back. We'll blast through some NFL, a little college football with Babano.
All right, we'll see if the Yankees can close it up. But Cleveland ain't done yet. Still 3 outs to get, and those are always the toughest 3 outs to get. We'll see.
I tell you, if there was ever a night that everyone really does need to smoke one, it is tonight.
Yeah, calm down, everybody. Everybody get in there.
Everyone have a shot, pop a pill, do whatever it is you do. Walk the dog.
Yeah, pop some Xanax and calm down. Take a chill pill, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's Xanax time. Exactly. Yeah. All right, quick 5-minute break. We'll be back. Smoke them if you got them. Everyone will be in a better mood in a few minutes. Except not really, because Troy still suck.
You got to do a Happy Gilmore, everybody in the chat. Find your happy place during the break, because we want everyone happy when we get back.
At least the torture's over. The game's over.
Yeah.
At least it's the.
Yeah, that shit show, the misery is finally done. Exactly.
At least the torture's over. Jacksonville, the Jags are walking around with a belt like they just won the Super Bowl or something. Fucking asshole, fucking kids. That fucking kid kicker really fucked us good.
Sympathies to the people that sat through 3 hours of that crap college football tonight.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. Yeah, sympathies to you, my friend.
It's brutal. Thanks, Babano. Yeah.
It's brutal. That's an
Okay, smoke him if you got him. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys.
All right, we'll be back after these messages.
one that you might like, or one that you think you can do something with. Three-run lead, 2-1 count. There's a slider. There's no reason for that, really. Even if it is a home run, 2-1 fastball. This is an Indians team that had a commanding 2-0 series lead. So here Tanaka shuts him down in Yankee Stadium in Game 3. The Yankees get the Greg Bird home run. Luis Severino is brilliant in Game 4. Indians still felt good about their chances coming back home for a Game 5 with Corey Kluber on the mound. Here's a 3-2. The Yankees also came to Cleveland with extra luggage, saying, if we're coming to Cleveland, let's come for Houston. So here's Encarnacion now. He has struck out twice and fly to center tonight. It's another reason the Indians were feeling good about themselves tonight. The return of their DH, the ankle injury, had him on the shelf for Games 3 and 4 in New York. Up until last year, now Chapman has pitched multiple innings before now, but before that he hadn't. So you're conditioned to come in with adrenaline, shut the door, shake the hands.
Asking a lot of Chapman here. Asking a lot of Chapman to go all these innings all the time. It's amazing, though, isn't it, man? Just a couple of days ago, man, they wanted Joe Girardi fired. I believe Big Man on Campus was part of that crew.
Now they're going to be hoisting them up on their arms if they win tonight. No, maybe not that crazy, but
yeah. But for the record, yeah, no, the Yankees are going to be in real tough against Houston. Let's be real. Yeah, they're going to. The Houston's a tough team. So are Cleveland, though. The thing is, Cleveland have the history of this, right? Cleveland have a history of postseason disappointment. Houston have never been. They've never been to a World Series. The Houston Astros, but. They're not like labeled like, they don't have a bunch of curses or anything like that around them in the playoffs. They just never been in the playoffs that often over the years.
That's true. That's true. We can't bury Cleveland yet, though. They have the leadoff runner on, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't want to mush it. You're right.
Yeah, we don't want to. No.
Yeah. I don't. You're right.
My lips are sealed. I'm not going to say anything yet.
Yeah. All right. So, we were stating Friday night. I like Cal plus the 14 points. I think these teams that are undefeated, maybe they'll win, but the pressure starts to mount on them on a weekly basis right now as they climb into the polls. Remember, we see it all the time in college basketball. Whenever a team gets anointed number 1 on Monday, they always fucking lose that Monday or Tuesday game right after that.
Especially last year in college basketball. It was really uncanny.
Every year. It happens all the time. You get that target on your back. But these college kids begin to feel the pressure as the season goes. But Clemson's another story. I was on Syracuse last week. So I really shouldn't be so down on them in this football game, but Syracuse aren't really all that good. I guess Pitt are just that bad. I don't know, one or the other. But, I was watching that Syracuse game, and the whole game I was like, why the fuck did I bet on these guys? God, they're bad fuck. And, they ended up winning and winning rather comfortably. Now they got Clemson rolling to town. Clemson don't need to win by 23, though. So the thing is, Clemson don't really ever take a week off, right? I mean, that's why they're so good. What do you make of this one, 22.5?
It's a tough number to wrap your head around because I'm seeing quotes from Dino Babers this week talking about Clemson and they have speed. If we try to run to the outside, they have too much speed. We're not going to be able to break tackles and get in the open field. And then if they try to use their speed on us offensively, we're not going to have the speed on defense to keep up. It's basically Dino Babers burying his team in his quotes all week leading up to this game, basically not exactly instilling the most confidence in his team or the people that are maybe going to be supporting Syracuse and going to that football game. So when you see quotes like that, Dino Babers already saying we're up against it. You worry that Syracuse is going to have a tough time, but you're not getting any bargains anymore, Gabe, with Clemson. I mean, we saw it last week. They did not cover the number against Wake Forest. They were content to just get out of there with the win and move on. This could be one of those games once again for Clemson. And don't forget, Kelly Bryant will play. He's been upgraded to probable at quarterback, but is he going to be 100%? That remains to be seen.
Who does Clemson play next week? Let's see who they play next week. Clemson scared. Not that it matters really. They're versus Georgia Tech. I was going to say, because is there anybody in the ACC that's really a threat to them?
Miami game is their next huge showdown type of game, and that's still a ways away. Yeah,
I don't even know. They don't play Miami. They would play Miami in the. They would play Miami if in a championship game if it came to that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone else on their side is going to give them much grief the rest of the way. Well, you never know.
No, look, they host Georgia Tech. Actually, they're at NC State. That's the one.
That is, yeah.
So they're at NC State. Florida State aren't the same Florida State anymore this year. They get the Citadel. That's a dangerous one. Might be able to knock them off. And then sarcasm, boys. And then, of course, they finish up with the Gamecocks. But looks like Clemson, man. And you could argue, I don't know, we see Alabama gets the deference ahead of Clemson all the time with the voters. But I would put Clemson number one just because they're defending champions. And they've done nothing to say otherwise right now.
No, they haven't. I mean, they've been impressive. They've got some quality wins on their resume. The Louisville.
But no, but that was the thing. I was because they never really played anybody, though, right? That's the thing, All right, they beat Auburn. Who fucking cares? Louisville, whatever. Louisville are all right. Vatek kind of suck.
They're good wins. They're good wins. Are they great wins? That's debatable, but they're at least good wins, and you can make a case.
They're going to run the table.
Yeah.
I think they're going to run the table. All right, Bano. So we're going to talk college football on the show on Friday night with Big Man on Campus. I prefer to focus more on the NFL. What games have caught your eye so far, Bano?
Well, we talked about this game on the roundtable today, and I'll just talk about it a little, just briefly. Pittsburgh taking on Kansas City. Kansas City, what can you say? Undefeated. They've been tremendous. They're coming off 2 enormous wins on national TV, 6-day span. Washington and Houston, impressive. They got out to that huge lead against the Texans on Sunday night. Great on both sides of the ball. I only saw highlights. I was at a wedding. Who stupidly makes a wedding on Sunday nights? I don't know, but during NFL season. But that's neither here nor there. No, I had a good time. They're good people. I don't want to rip them. They're good couple. But it was just weird being away from an NFL Sunday at a wedding that this past weekend. But the bottom line is Kansas City, the value with them, I worry that it's totally gone in the point spread betting marketplace right now. I mean, we're talking about 2 huge national TV wins now with this team, and now we're seeing a line that's 4.5, 5 at home against Pittsburgh, when it would have been much different. Now, the question is, can I get there with Pittsburgh? I think I am going to make a case here for the Steelers. I know it's dysfunctional right now. Ben Roethlisberger getting questioned that he's over the hill. He's done. He doesn't have it anymore, and he even mentioned a comment like that in the post-game comments after that loss to Jacksonville, but he's been a good bounce-back quarterback at times in his career. Pittsburgh's been pretty solid throughout the Mike Tomlin era off a straight-up loss. I know Pittsburgh's had issues on the road, Ben Roethlisberger in particular. There's differences in his performance level at home compared to on the road. But I think just strictly from a point spread value perspective here, I'll be looking at Pittsburgh. I think they have a circle the wagons effort in them here in Kansas City against a Chiefs team that could be feeling that their little stock's just riding a little bit too high now after their last 2 wins on national TV. I mean, this stock of the Chiefs can't be any higher than it is right now.
I understand your circle the wagon theory with the Pittsburgh Steelers and them being all in this football game. I totally get that aspect of it, but I'll disagree in the sense that I'm actually surprised. I think the number's a little low. I think the number's a little light when you consider how good the Kansas City Chiefs are playing this year, and the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs are 5-0 straight up and against the spread. To me, when I saw it at 4, I was like, man, I can't believe this number isn't 7. I just wonder, Babano, I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers are that good. You know, Ben Roethlisberger isn't that good. So I'm not really sure there's something where he could just flick the switch and suddenly everything's going to be okay. You see Ryan Clark, longtime Pittsburgh Steeler, recently retired. You know, and the Steelers have always been a very close-knit team. Now, we saw that protest shit. That caused problems for them. They haven't really been the same since. And now Ryan Clark comes out, longtime Steeler, and says, you know what? Fucking Antonio Brown's a selfish guy. He just is. You know, he cares more about his stats than he does the wins. And if you remember last year, there were murmurs of that around Antonio Brown. And Tomlin even came out and said that once. You know, he's got to worry. You know, I like to see him worry more just about winning than getting his targets type of shit. So this has been a thing that's sort of been in there and out there. Now it's, oh, Yankees win, Yankees win.
Yep,
Joe Girardi's managerial decisions earlier in the series no longer questioned and forgotten about.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that celebration.
Being New York, though, the second he fucks up against the Astros, they're going to be Girardi sucks. Let's fire him again. It's very similar to Montreal. Like, let's fire the coach, trade the goalie. That's the way it is in Montreal. Oh, no, we love him. We love him, you know?
Oh, no. We ended up winning the series anyway. Let's get him a 5-year contract extension. Yeah, sounds about right.
It's crazy that the Yankees are ever underdogs, really. That you can say, wow, the underdog pulled it off. But, you know, the Yankees aren't even supposed to be here. They're really not. You know, they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs. You know, it's unbelievable that they're doing this right now. It goes to show, you know, the talent of the young guys that they have. Hell of a job by the Yankees. And the Cleveland Indians, well, you know, that's just another year added to the list, huh? These 5-game series, guys, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, man. The 5-game series is fucking lethal. You're going to have a great year. You get into a 5-game set. It's the end of the year. You lose a fucking couple of games on your home field early. You lose a game early. Next thing you know, the wheels are falling off, man. We see it all the time.
Impressive by the New York Yankees. You know, bravo to them. They're gonna have a tough battle with the Houston Astros coming up next in the ALCS, but they're playing with house money now. The confidence is back. Everybody's believing now after beating the Cleveland Indians, defending AL champs to the World Series last year was this Cleveland team. This is a Yankees team playing with total relaxed now, confident going into Houston. I know Houston on paper should beat them with a great lineup, powerful 1 through 9. You know, their starting rotation bolstered with Verlander to help out the likes of Keuchel. But you don't count out the Yankees right now. They've got some confidence going, some belief going. That's a powerful thing. And you know me in the playoffs, Gabe, when it comes to baseball, I'm not looking to lay prices with favorites, and series prices are rarely looking to do that in single games. There's too much close things that can happen, too many big innings could happen, bullpen explosions out of nowhere, starting pitching that doesn't get the job done when you expect it to. Look at Corey Kluber as exhibit A in this series, a guy that was dominant for most of the season, Cy Young winner in years past, and he struggled in this series in both of his starts. You just can't take anything for granted. I think if you're playing chalk, and going chalk heavy in the baseball playoffs, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, the Astros will definitely be favored in this series. Probably not by, you know, it'll be interesting to see because you're right. It's tough to lay chalk in the baseball playoffs. But at the same point in time, there might actually be value on Houston due to the New York factor of this. You know, the Yankees are a public team. You know, they just are. And it's going to be played into the number right now. You know, people, as good as the Houston Astros are, they're a big market team because Houston's a massive city. But they're not a big market team as far as national media attention is concerned. You know, I don't think a lot of people even know who's on the fucking Houston Astros, essentially. You know, they don't realize how efficient these guys are and how good, you know, they got young stars. They got great pitching. You know, Houston's definitely the rightful favorite here. But you're right. Yankees playing with house money. Anything can happen as well. I'm looking at World Series price tickets in Houston. They're actually the most expensive in Houston as well. Those Texans got money, right? So tickets are expensive out there as well. And the fact that it would just be too cool, Babano, that it would be a Yankees-Dodgers World Series for me isn't going to happen almost. You know what I mean? You know, we can't assume. It's fucking earpiece, man. I swear to God, I have this problem with earpieces all the time. It's like my head shrinks or gets bigger, or like earpieces that fit suddenly don't fit all the time. It's fucking whacked out, man. It's one of these inexplainable things in my life. But I'll disagree, Babano. I think 4.5 is still a fair number. I think Kansas City is. I think Kansas City is going to beat them up. Actually, I think it is. It's a circle the wagon game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I don't fucking trust them, dude, on the road. I just don't.
And that's a fair point, because I'll tell you what, if Kansas City plays their A game, and we'll see if Travis Kelce plays for this game.
Well, that's the thing. Great point that you bring up. I should have brought that up. Travis Kelce, that's a problem. Yep. They also lost Wilson as well. So the injuries are catching up to them.
Yep, they did.
And Conley, I think, too.
Exactly right, in that Houston game. So be careful, watch the injury report. But even if without those guys, or whether they play or whether they don't play, that's neither here nor there. What is here nor there is the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs, if they play their A game is going to be too much for Pittsburgh. And it's going to disappoint the Steeler fans and backers. And they will win and cover this number. I have no doubt in that if they play their A game. But do they have another top-notch performance against what I think is going to be a humiliated, embarrassed, and desperate Pittsburgh team coming into Arrowhead Stadium on the weekend? It's a fascinating game, but I'm going to make the case for Pittsburgh and say Kansas City just maybe has a little bit more of a sloppy performance. Maybe the injuries mount up just a little bit too much for them, and Pittsburgh's right in this game right till the end, if not chance to win it.
You know, it's funny. I'm kind of high on the Patriots this week. I think the Jets are going to come back down to earth right now. So I've been taking a look at this. Just, the Patriots, they haven't covered these numbers, but they're coming off the extended rest right now. They're going to get the Jets are going to get the Patriots' best game here. I talk about circling the wagons. I think this is a circle the wagon game for the Patriots. They weren't great. They were kind of sloppy and lethargic against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were fortunate to get out of there with a win. But this is a different spot. Now they've had the prolonged preparation, time for guys to get healthier coming into this football game. Not to mention the fact of the matter is the game is for first place. So I think the Patriots are going to score early and often on the Jets. Jets have won 3 games in a row. They had the Dolphins in a good spot, and the Dolphins suck. Jacksonville, they played after the London trip, right after the fact. They beat the Cleveland Browns, and they got fucking dominated in the football game in reality. Yeah, it's, we got to give credit to the Jets. I didn't think they would win 3 games all year, or they'd win 3 games all year, etc., let alone winning 3 in a row. But with that being stated, they're not playing the Cleveland Browns this week. They're playing a pissed-off Patriot team. The Patriots aren't coming off a loss, but they're still a pissed-off team. You know what I mean, Babano? They're not playing up to their expectations. They haven't blown anybody out. I think we have a Pats blowout here. And in hindsight, people that don't take this game are going to go, oh, fuck, I can't believe I didn't take the Pats. I knew they were going to win 42-7.
It's a conundrum for me because I still don't like the New England defense much, but if there's one team they can shut down, it's probably the New York Jets. And let's be honest, the Thursday night rest situation has been perfect. It's 8-0 against the spread for teams off that Thursday night game the week before. Every single team in that spot is covered, and that's New England in this game, and that's also the Tampa Bay Bucks playing Arizona on Sunday in that extra rest situation from last Thursday night. So, and you're right, the Jets got one team after another in a bad spot. Miami off the tough start, the postponed game out in LA, Jacksonville off the London game, a horrendous Cleveland Browns team that's going sideways, one good spot and one bad team after another, so to speak, for these last 3 games the Jets have played. This is a massive step up in class. I don't love laying big points with the Patriots, but hey, if there's one game that their defense is going to shut someone down, it's this week. It's a New England or pass situation for me.
Yeah, I can't I get it, New England or pass. I'll lay it. I'm going to lay it with the Patriots. I think they're going to smoke them. The for the record is 9 in the Super Contest, so they're reeling me right in. The Patriots always screw me when I lay points with Banner with them, and I don't like the Patriots. And I have a thing about betting on teams that I fucking hate. It always backfires on me. Like if I take Michigan State plus the points, they'll screw me. Or Ohio State losing Oklahoma really cost me, and I hate it. It really bothers me, man. It just does. So, but without being stated, I think they're gonna beat them. Another game that I like, Babano, is the Jags and the Rams game. It's an interesting game to me between upstart young football teams. The Jags are quietly playing themselves into the division picture here and potential playoff spot. Doug Marrone was asked in the offseason about their game plan, and he said, "Well, ideally, we don't have to throw the ball at any time. We run the ball every play." Well, they actually did that in the second half last week. And in theory, it works. It's tough to stop. You wear out the other team. It's demoralizing. The other team knows you're going to run the fucking ball, and they still can't stop it. And, it's old school football. I get it. I like it. But the problem with that football is if you fall behind, you got a problem. So, you know, they've done a good job of staying ahead of the sticks, so to speak. You know, so you got the Rams coming in here. And to me, this is like almost like the Rams' first pure road game, Babano. I don't count the San Francisco game. The stadium was half empty. It was in the state of California. The Dallas Cowboy game, all right, that's a true road game. I'll give it to them. But it sounds crazy, but this is going to be a more intimidating environment than the Cowboys game is going to be. This is a fucking big game for the Jags, man. You know, the Jags, one of their home games was in London. They haven't played at home that much this year. They're actually 3-2. They're actually, you know, they don't suck. Stadium's going to be rocking in this spot here. It's an East Coast trip. The Rams catch a little bit of a break with the game being a little bit later in the day, but, you know, the Rams' strength is throwing the football. There's defensive strength. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Todd Gurley's able to get a ground game going here, but I don't think he really will. I think Goff is going to struggle a little bit. You know, it's risky, you know, counting on the Jags to go back-to-back. They've been unable to really do it. But I think this is a good spot for the Jags, and I think that place is going to be the most electric it's been in that stadium in fucking years.
It's going to be interesting because you're getting these fans a little bit fired up, a little momentous in both fan bases, really. I mean, we're talking about a pair of 3-2 football teams and a big game for both teams. And there's people that agree with you, Morency, on this Jacksonville side that you like in this game because it would open pick 'em. It's about 2.5 minus 120 across the board. It's about, can the Jacksonville Jaguars withstand prosperity and one of the bigger wins that this franchise has had in quite some time, going into Pittsburgh, Heinz Field, and just taking care of business with relative ease against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 30-9 last week. I still need to see it one more time from Jacksonville. If this hits 3, I'll have some Rams +3 going. I don't trust the Jags yet to do this, to have 2 big wins just yet. I still have the better quarterback on my side and Jared Goff here, even though he is going on the road in a West Coast to East Coast scenario. I'm hoping for a +3, and I think we're going to see one by the time this game hits kickoff. And I'll be looking Rams in this game. I'm not ready to trust Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, let's give him credit. He's running the football very well for the Jaguars, no question. But let's see if the Jacksonville Jaguars have another good performance in them, because them notching 2 good games in a row has been few and far between over the years.
No, it has been, and they've been unable to do it. They've been unable to do it. You know what? The last time they were in this spot, actually, so yeah, they came off the win. This is only their second game at home, actually, this year. So they came off the big win. They upset Houston in week 1. And then in week 2, they went home, and they lost to Tennessee, right? That was it. And then what happened? And in week 3, they went I might as well just look instead of trying to remember. I'm like trying to pick this off the top of my head. I think then they went to London and they beat the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. See, I think they've alternated wins and losses, right?
Yep.
Let me just confirm. Jags.
It must be the case, because I can't honestly remember off the top of my head when is the last time the Jacksonville Jaguars won a pair of regular season games.
Yeah, they beat Houston 29-7, and they lost at home. Exactly. Then they went to London, and they beat up the Ravens. Then they went to the Jets, and they lost 23-20 in overtime in that football game. And then after that, they of course beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-9 when Ben turned the ball over a million times.
Still concerns me the Jags got outstatted too.
I think the Rams offense is going to struggle here. That's the long story short. I think the Rams offense is going to struggle on the road in Florida.
Well, we're talking about the pass defense for Jacksonville. They're giving up, 177 yards per game through the air. That's excellent. No denying that. But what does concern me is they're giving up 146 on the ground. 5.4 yards per carry. So to me,
that's what everyone was concerned about last week with Le'Veon Bell too.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pittsburgh didn't run the football enough. I don't know what Todd Haley was doing last week. I mean, why are we throwing the football as much as we are against a vulnerable run defense?
Yeah, but it's not like the Rams are a good running football team either.
Yeah, but Gurley's still got a potential to get things going a little bit. Let me see Gurley's stats here. Let me bring those up right now. What do we got with Gurley? Okay, he's got he's averaging 4 yards per carry.
Right, because he fucking scores touchdowns. He's not. You know, I was hoping for more. I like him. I'm not a Gurley hater, but at the same point in time, I don't think coordinators are losing sleep over him right now.
Well, though, I will say this about the Rams. Defensively, they've had some issues at times this year. There's no question. I mean, Wade Phillips, I don't know. I mean, is this defense really good? They played better last week, albeit in a losing effort against the Seattle Seahawks. Really unfortunate.
Not to mention, yeah, exactly, Babano. The Rams give up 133 yards a game on the ground. Yep. They're ranked 27th, and it's like this Rams. Listen, Morency keeps bringing it up. He doesn't think Wade Phillips' system works. for the players that they have. Yeah, but the fact is, we talk about the Rams, defense, glare, with affection all the time. They're giving up a lot of points this year, Babano. It's not like they're shutting teams down.
They have. It's been a big concern, but I'm saying this right now, and I'm looking at this now that it's 2.5, and it's going to go to 3. I'm already seeing a 3 at Bookmaker/Chris right now in this football game. This is Jacksonville laying points on a home field where they have a minimal edge. I know the crowd's a little bit more into it now as they're getting a little bit better, but it's still not a vaunted, scary home field by any stretch. They're now laying points in a spot where they have to win a second straight game for the first time in what feels like eons. Sorry, I can't do it. I just can't.
Yeah, I'll be doing it. I look at a Ram defense. It gives up 24 points a game. Jacksonville, third-ranked defense in the National Football League, only giving up 16.6 points per game. The Rams are flakes, man. They're good, but it's going to be a bad spot for them. Jacksonville are a very physical football team. I think the Rams, I think are a finesse team. I think you got Tavon Austin and Sammy Watkins and these guys. I think they're going to get pushed around a little bit. Jacksonville are fucking street tough. They've got like a fucking vicious-ass defense that really hits you and intimidates you. They confuse you. They can get after the quarterback. I mean, Jacksonville's a fucking sack machine. They get after the quarterback. They got a great secondary. I'll stand by it, man. I think there's good value here at 2.5, actually. I think Jacksonville will win this game, and I think they'll win relatively convincingly. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. I think the Rams are going to struggle here on this trip.
Convincingly. All right. Well, I will say this: their defense. I'm not ever going to say anything disparaging about Jacksonville defensively. They are good on that side of the ball. Barry Church was a nice addition at safety. Jalen Ramsey's going to be a star cornerback in this league. I think Calais Campbell, getting him here adds to that pass rush a little bit. There's some pieces on this defense now. They finally upgraded. This is one of I think this is now we can say a pretty good, at least, Jacksonville Jaguars defense. But if this game's close late, and the quarterback the ball's in one of these quarterback hands with a chance to make a play and win the game, I'm still feeling that Jared Goff's got a better chance of doing that, even on the road, than Blake Bortles. I'm banking on a Blake Bortles brain fart somewhere along the line here in the fourth quarter, and I think we might see one.
So I'm going to ask you a question right now. I'll put you on the spot. Who's the fifth highest scoring offense in the National Football League?
Fifth highest.
Yeah. Who averages more points than the Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles, Atlanta Falcons, Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions, New Orleans Saints, Washington Redskins? The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
27.8 points per football game.
Well, when you look at it, yeah. The 44-point game against Baltimore kind of skewed that a little bit. It did, but and the Pittsburgh game.
I don't know, skewed. They scored 29 points in week 1. All right, they scored 16 points. Their worst effort was week 2. They scored 16 points. They put 44 up on Baltimore. They scored 20 at New York, and they just hung 30 on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but 2 pick sixes against Pittsburgh. 2 defensive against Pittsburgh, though.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's a little bit of a skewed stat. That's all I'm saying. It's a little skewed.
No, it's not skewed. The stats can be skewed, Babano. The amount of points that a team scores per game cannot be skewed. Like that. It's a definitive number.
Doing that. That's the defense that did those.
But it's a team sport. The sportsbook doesn't pay you because the defense scored, Babano. It's not like, well, that doesn't count. That didn't count. It does count. They're a defensive team. That's like saying Alabama's team. It doesn't count. Alabama scores 44 points a game, but they really don't because they score pick sixes and special teams TDs too. That's part of the package, Babano. That's their team. They count on their defense to fucking either stop the other team,
take the football away, and score for them. Yeah,
that's the way they play.
That's a great way to play. If you can score on defense and special teams, that's awesome. But if you're making a point that they're just scoring points, or if you're trying to use that as a point that their offense is good, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because that doesn't exactly mean that their offense is good.
No, Leonard Fournette is good. Leonard Fournette is good. Blake Bortles is not good.
No, I stand by that.
Yeah, but if the fact of the matter is, how many games have gone under with the Jacksonville Jaguars this year?
They've had 3 overs, 2 unders so far.
Yeah, so it's not like the Jags are playing in 6-3 fucking games every week, right?
No, they're one of those teams that, from a totals perspective, they're getting those defensive and special team scores. They've had a bunch of them this season. They had some against Pittsburgh. They had some against Houston. I remember that in week 1, the very first game of the season. That has been something that has not been a one-off or an anomaly for Jacksonville. They've gotten those scores outside of just the offense. So,
well, that's the thing. People talk about turnovers being an anomaly, but certain teams create more turnovers than other teams do, right? You know, you look at exactly. You look at the Jags. The Jags are just good defensively, though. That's the strength of their football team. I'm not going to sit here and make an argument that they have a great offense, but I'm not concerned about them being able to score on a shit Rams defense either. Like that's the beauty of this game, though. It's so evenly matched. It really is. Like they're both very evenly matched football teams. You know, they both have the same record. They both, they're statistically they're both very evenly matched. Like I said, the Rams score 30.4 points a game. Jacksonville's got 27.8 on the board. The big difference is defensively, Jacksonville's a hell of a lot better than the Rams are.
But better quarterback for Goff, in my opinion. So that bottom line is give me a +3. I think this is a field goal game either way.
But
I think
it's not 3. It's 2.5.
It's going to be. It's already showing signs of 3 at Chris. If I can get +3 widely across the board, it's the Rams side for me.
All right. We'll respectfully disagree.
We will. We can't
that one. I'm talking myself into the Jags. The more I talk about it, the more I like them even.
You also like the Redskins in week 1 against the Eagles, and I was on the other side. Sorry I had to bring that up. But
that's good, Babana. You bring up a game from 5 weeks ago. Babana, that's pretty weak, Babano. It's all right. I'll pocket that one, Pee-wee. Don't worry. I'll pocket that one and wait for your next loser and step up and fire it back.
It is. Might be waiting a while. It's been good hockey football run for me. I'm not kidding.
Babano is like jokes. He's just an asshole. That's the deal, Babano. Like you have like no filter, Babano. You're a jerk, or you think you're funny and you're just not funny. I don't know. Like, which one is it?
No, if you like the Jags, you made the case for their defense. It's a good defense. Go for it. Wish you luck.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I like how Babano's making lines up, though. I'll take the 3. It's not 3. It's not 3 points.
If I have an account at Bookmaker Chris, I can get a 3 right now because they've got one, but it's not widely available.
All right. So what games do you like, Babano? Besides the one that you talked about that you're going to give on the same show all the week, because we're on to you. We're on to you. And I can take it. If we're going to give it, it's all good, Babano. But like last week, we talked, you gave us a pick, and Big Man said, what, does this guy give the same pick on every fucking show? Like you lock in, you have your like one straight pick in a week? No.
That's not it. But I wanted to mention that. There's 2 that I'm looking at, actually. Can we trust Arizona to win a football game at this stage of the season against anyone good? Like at least anyone decent? Now, I know Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had their issues. Defensively, they've been sloppy. Jameis Winston hasn't always put it all together, and this offense hasn't clicked at all times. We saw that clearly last week against the New England Patriots, but Arizona's a train wreck right now. Adrian Peterson over the hill.
Hold on, Babano. I just have an email here with Babano's plays of the day here. What do we have here? Oh, Boston Bruins, Babano. Boston Bruins. What do we see? Oh, we got what do we have here in the baseball game? Let's see, final score. So nothing but winners here tonight, Babano, we see.
Well, the Bruins, yeah, that one was over in midway through.
Great pick, Babano.
Yeah.
Great pick. Thanks for the pick.
Wait, what are you reading right now? May I ask?
I'm reading the email list that you send out to people.
Oh, right. Yes, you're on that. Yeah.
What do you mean? What am I reading right now? I'm reading your picks that you sent out.
Right. Okay. That's kind of what I thought. But are you going to actually mention the actual 2-unit play that I gave out to clients tonight at Sports Memo? That was an easy winner.
I see a play on over 50 in the Troy game. Fuck, we didn't top 30.
It's a small play. Yeah.
It's a small play.
That's why the units are
in your email letter. It doesn't say small play.
Got to look harder.
I'm just busting your balls here about it. You did have a 2-unit winner on Toronto over 6.
There we go. That's the big one. That's the one that mattered most to me. No, I don't like losing any bet, even if it's the small ones. It pisses me off. But what am I going to do? I shrug it off. I move on to the next day. I'm not dwelling in bad moments and bad vibes and bad bets.
Like now Babano's rattled.
I'm not rattled. I'm just explaining that bad bets don't rattle me at this stage. I've been doing this long enough. There's going to be many more bad bets where I'm just totally on the dead wrong side. It is what it is. Bruins are one of them. Just got to shake it off and move on. It's not that difficult. Not that complicated.
I'm not the one that's bringing up losers from week 1 in the NFL.
I had to mention that because I know you love the Redskins that week, but you love Jacksonville here. Stick with it.
So what now? Now if Jacksonville doesn't win, oh, here come the Bruins. Sports Capper says I lay the favorite. You're a fucking idiot, Sports Capper. I don't even bet on favorites. You're a fucking moron. I won't kick you out just for being stupid, but you're stupid.
I better put this Bruin game on. I just saw that now. 4-3. I had given up.
Yeah. This guy, I'm going to lay the favorite guy. All I take is underdogs. Jerk off.
Yeah, you need to retire from sports betting if you don't bet underdogs ever. Underdogs, you got to take shots. I bet more underdogs than favorites. It's not.
I'm laying 2.5 points in a football game. I'm a big favorite maven. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a big fave maven. I'm laying 2.5 points. Fuck.
Huge favorite. You're laying some massive wood right there.
Now I'm getting pissed off. It's all your fault, Babano.
Yeah. I thought I was cheering everybody up. That was my goal tonight.
Listen, Sports Capper, I don't know who Jimmy is. and I don't care what he thinks.
Who's Jimmy?
Unless you're talking about Jimmy the Bag, because Jimmy the Bag, Jimmy the Bag changed everything. We are Jimmy the Bag's fans.
Yeah, it's a Canadian. Why not?
Don't tell me to take it easy, Sports Capper. I'm the one with the power to fucking kick your ass out right now. I wouldn't be telling me,
You're gonna have to tell me what's going on.
What to do.
Chat. I switched the chat off like half an hour ago. I
haven't looked in a little while. I check in here. I see Sports Capper telling me I lay the faves all the time.
Yeah,
and that's why I lose.
Yeah, well,
Jimmy the Bag loves a good guy. I like Jimmy the Bag. All right.
When it comes to Morency's picks, I will tail him to the nth degree on props.
You guys an idiot. Last night we had fucking another butt hockey underdogs fight.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good night for hockey. I think everybody had a good night betting the hockey last night. Everybody. I don't think I talked to one person, Gabe, last night that had a bad night betting NHL hockey. It was odd. It was like everyone won money, and a lot of money.
I know. That's why I did well. Like you said, it was a public night. Poor Babano. He's been on all night here. He's getting pounded. Everyone's taking shots, fucking each other.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah, it's part of the fun. It's one of those shows.
It's anger management class. It's an angry night, and we're putting the capital A in anger tonight. What can we do? We're living up to the name of the show. You got to look.
I like how we just start talking about a game and it turns into an argument here, or a healthy debate. I blame you though, Babano. You're the one that took the pot shot, not me.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about Tampa, Arizona. That I've totally lost train of thought, but I'll be on Tampa there. Sorry, Arizona's a train wreck right now. That was a terrible, pathetic, disgraceful performance against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. Less than a field goal. Give me Tampa Bay there. Easy decision. One of the last two Arizona wins. They barely beat Indianapolis in overtime, and they barely beat San Francisco in overtime. No good. No good whatsoever.
No, you're right. They're in trouble. It really sucks, dude. They're a one-man. It's a lot of teams. It's crazy.
Bucks off the Thursday rest. Rest, too, which is 8-0 this year against the spread.
That's true. Arizona will be a little better at home than they were last week, but like you said, the two games they won, they went to overtime against bad teams. They had to grind it out. Yep. It wasn't, let's say you can only get so far doing that right now. They bring Adrian Peterson in. I can't disagree. I don't have the energy to argue with you on this one.
All right. And the other one I'm looking at is, hey, guess who I'm looking at winning their second game? Everyone was ready to throw this team out a couple weeks ago. I'm going to look at the LA Chargers catching points at Oakland when I see that line come out. Oakland's totally falling apart to me. This defense can't stop a nosebleed right now in their secondary. Their pass defense is abysmal. It's atrocious. Joe Flacco, of all people, and brutal spot, bad travel, no bye week. They had the London game, the Pittsburgh division rivalry game. Then they had to go out to Oakland, play last week against the Raiders, and the Raiders still couldn't stop. Joe Flacco, of all people, picked them apart throwing the football. Brutal effort by the Oakland Raiders. I expected more. I expected more from that team all around. Maybe a step up for E.J. Manuel, help that guy out in the absence of Derek Carr. Didn't happen. The offense was okay, but it was the defense more than anything that let them down. Terrible performance at home. And the LA Chargers, to me, are going to be a team that I don't want to back them at home, in LA, where it's all road teams coming in there and giving them no home field edge. But you get this team on the road. They got to win now, albeit against a bad Giants team last week. The Chargers, a little confidence again. They're going to be catching points in this game. And I think Oakland's in some big, big trouble. I mean, you look at the last 3 games, it's been nothing but ugly. Losing to Washington, a no-show on Sunday night, losing to Denver, losing in a Ravens team that looked awful repeatedly in multiple weeks going into that game. Oakland's going to be favored still here. I don't know if they win this game at all, let alone by any margin. I'm looking at the Chargers there. Yeah, historically, this has been a dog-laden series. One thing I can't disagree with that. The Chargers having a somewhat advantage when they're on the road, etc. They've always been a decent road team too. That's the thing. The Chargers, people talk a lot now, and even that's why I said the Chargers can't use this as an excuse. I looked this shit up, dude. They were like 3-5 at home last year. The year before, I think they were 4-4 at home, and the year before that, I think it was 3-5, or even 2-6. They weren't a good home team over the years, anyways. Even in San Diego, they've always been a good road team. They've always played well in Oakland as well. This one though, are the Raiders after last week? Can they put it together? They played like crap 3 weeks in a row. Looks like Derek Carr is going to be back. Folks have this game off the board right now. I was seeing 3.5, 4s earlier in the week with Bano. I don't know if you've seen it up in a new posted number, but Derek Carr is playing. I mean, I see a story here. Derek Carr wanted to play last week. Here it is. Derek Carr wanted to play last week. We'll play this week. All the fantasy nerds are all penciling him in, Derek Carr, to play in his football game. So Carr is going to be back. Does that scare you off at all? No, it does not. This is not a Derek Carr issue for me. This is a character thing for Oakland. That's supposed to be a step-up spot against Baltimore last week. Everyone digs in, plays a little bit harder, blocks a little bit better, runs a little bit harder, plays defense a little bit better and stronger, particularly in the secondary where they've been awful on multiple occasions this season. We didn't see that spark from the Oakland Raiders. This is an internal thing. I think there's some issues going on internally with this Oakland team. I've seen it for weeks. We've seen some bad effort, some lack of intensity on certain plays from this Oakland team. Concerning stuff for me. And I'll tell you what, the LA Chargers have given Oakland all they can handle. 2 meetings last year, Gabe. Both of them 3-point games, 34-31, 19-16. The underdogs 14-2 against the spread the last 16 head-to-head meetings here. The Chargers 10-4 ATS last 14 meetings in Oakland against the Raiders. And hey, you can't often go wrong betting the underdog in LA Chargers games. They just play close games. It's their MO. It's what they do. This is probably another barn burner down to the wire finish. I'll grab all the points I can get with the LA Chargers. Yeah, no, people are talking about the coaches. I brought this up. Well, we talked about Del Rio punting last week, which is the stupidest fucking move since Rex Ryan punted against the Dolphins. He's had a bad year. He's had a bad year too. Del Rio, yeah. And they have as a whole, and no one's really talked about it very much. Me and Big Man on Campus brought it up when we were like, what the fuck's going on? Where's Bill Musgrave? And, that to me, that was one of the Are you saying that you're down on Downing? That's what I'm saying. I'm down on Downing. Yeah, he's a fucking Todd Downing's a fucking downer. That's exactly what I'm saying. I guess, he was a stud quarterback coach, this guy. Never been an offensive coordinator before. Like, I don't understand this. We look across the NFL. There's all these guys that have never been offensive coordinators before. They're offensive coordinators. Like, I get it. I don't believe in recycling the old guys all the time, but there seemed, Anthony Lynn's a running back coach, and suddenly he's a head coach in the NFL. Todd fucking Monken, man. The guy was a shit college coach. How do you go from 1-12 at Southern Miss to getting rewarded by becoming the offensive coordinator in the NFL when you've never been an offensive coordinator in the NFL before? Like, never. And coaching Southern Miss isn't parallel to being an offensive coordinator. Maybe if you were the coach at Clemson, Dabo Sweeney or something, you know what I mean? You're Todd fucking Monken. He shouldn't be the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nate Hackett in Jacksonville's a moron, but everyone else is so bad. He's actually looking good right now.
which leads me to Todd Downing. Good call, and I bring it up. Last year, the Raiders, you guys had a great year, the Raiders. Derek Carr had a career year. The offense clicked. Everything was coming together. Del Rio's supposed to be this defensive guy, defensive genius, but his defense sucked last year too. I mean, Khalil Max basically carries it. And then, so then you look, you have a great year. You score all these points per game. Derek Carr is playing great fucking football. If he doesn't get hurt, you potentially would have went to the Super Bowl. So what do? You fire your offensive coordinator and Bill Musgrave, and you hire Todd Downing. How's that working out for them so far?
Not good at all. I mean,
but why would you fire Bill Musgrave? I don't understand that. Like, you're 12-4. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's a questionable decision they made there, because that offense wasn't the issue last year with Oakland, but it's that
Marshawn Lynch. And I agree with what Big Man on Campus said. And Big Man's a smart guy. He said it eloquently, actually, and simply what he stated. You know how Marshawn just doesn't care? That attitude is almost like caught on with everyone else there now. That lack of, the cool kid in the back of the class type theory. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're cool, but now suddenly no one's paying attention to the teacher type of shit. And I don't, even when I signed him, I don't know what he brought to the table football-wise. Very similar to Adrian Peterson. Like, what does he bring to the table football-wise? Another thing is Marshawn Lynch really a type of guy you want around your guys in the room? And, what's Marshawn telling them? Fuck, we should protest. Fuck the Goodell. Fuck the league. Fuck the coach. Fuck this. Fuck that. Marshawn Lynch fucking hates everything. So I don't see what positive it brings to have this guy in the room at this age of his life and his career. And, what's he bring to the table, man? What does he bring to the table? Like, really, does anyone expect that Marshawn Lynch is going to be running for 140 yards a fucking game anytime soon? I don't.
Well, right now, what has he given you? He's given you 194 yards rushing on 57 carries and 3.4 yards per carry so far this season. That's not what I consider great production, not by any stretch. And yeah, you're right. His commitment, you got to question it at this stage of his career. He had all that success with Seattle, all those great years, their Super Bowl, lots of big contracts, obviously, the production you've had. You don't see that extra effort in the weight room and, on the practice field and being an example to the younger players.
Dude, in the preseason, he was eating chicken wings on the sideline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, it's all funny. Oh, it's Marshawn being Marshawn. But, you're not, when Manny was being Manny, he was hitting 40 home runs a year. Okay, fine. We'll put up with your bullshit if you're good. But, dude, if you're not really bringing anything to the table and you're really just a bitter dude that fucking hates everything all the time. And like I said, don't think that, it's not a bad influence on other guys, in the room and shit. And then, where's this guy? Oh, he's talking with Marshawn. And what's Marshawn telling him? Never trust the team. Never trust the owner. They're all out to fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. And he might be right. But you know what I'm saying? Marshawn's that type of guy. Marshawn's not going to tell Amari Cooper, oh, you gotta take one for the team, kid, and always do what's right for the team. Marshawn's telling these guys, they don't give a fuck about you. Think for yourself. Don't fucking listen to this. Don't believe the coach. They're liars. I guarantee you that's the way that shit goes down.
Yeah, exactly. Don't trust the establishment. That's basically going to be his motto to every teammate of his. It's do your own thing. Be weary of, any instruction you get. Again, his commitment level's got to be questioned. I mean, at this point of his career, it really does. You're only averaging.
And we're not blaming him. Yeah, no. I'm not blaming him and stating the Raiders' problems are. It's not his fault they can't stop anybody.
No.
But,
it's not his fault David Amerson can't find the football and track it in midair in that secondary either.
What does he bring to the table? That's all I'm saying. What does he bring to the table? It's like, to me, I'd rather have Adrian Peterson, to be honest with you. Peterson bitches about touches, but
I don't know if I'd want either one, but it's lesser for me.
No, but at least Peterson's in better shape, and I don't think Marshawn Lynch gives a fuck. No. At least Peterson cares.
Not that I see anyway.
At least Peterson cares, but as far as the Raiders are concerned, I'm not ready to write off their season yet or anything, but the division that they play in, Denver keeps winning football games. Kansas City could run away with this thing. And similar to what Chris was saying about people in San Diego saying, fuck the Chargers, I saw a piece on a Raiders superfan the other day on the news. And it was one of these guys that dresses as Darth Vader, and he's one of the guys, you know what I mean? He's gone to every fucking game. Like, literally, he missed his first Raider game in like fucking 16 years or something the other day. Like, he's not going. Since they announced they're going to Vegas, he's like, I'm sick of their bullshit. Fuck them. And he goes, I hope they go in fucking 16. With just him, he was alone. Now there's all a bunch of those Darth Vader, Raider, nut job, end zone guys that are on like, fuck them. And they curse the team type of shit. Yeah. So it's not the typical everyone in the stadium loves them still. Everyone's like they're leaving in a few years anyways, guys. So people are starting to turn on them a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like those crazy whacked out Raiders fans. They did that, what the CCR sang about way back. I put a spell on you because you're gone. You know, and they just basically said, you know what, you're out of here. You're not going to be in Oakland anymore. Why are we going to put our hard-earned money on there to support you anymore? You turned your back on us. Why should we keep our backs supporting you?
Well, it leads to anger quicker too, right? If the team's losing, it's like, fuck you guys, right? Like, people turn fast in this world. That's the way that goes. All right, Babano. So we'll let you out of here, buddy. I know you got an early morning hockey shit. You're a class act, Babano.
No problem. I don't mind long shows. It's great.
Thanks for playing along. You're a superstar. Pee-wee. Give it up, everybody. Pee-wee's Pick House. A weird show tonight. Good show. Good show.
It was a great show. Unfortunately, we got the chat popping off at times, but we had to address it. Well, I had to address it because I don't like what's going on sometimes there, but especially for the people that just want to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like we said, I don't mind. I don't mind some debate, but you know, people look. I didn't kick people out for even fucking lying and saying I take favorites all the time. And I saw who that fucking asshole. Who is it? Bobby Brown. I don't like you, Bobby Brown. If you pop up again, fuck it. I'm like Whitney Houston's family. Fuck. I don't like you, Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's talking shit on Morency. Took the money line on Troy. Yeah, that's it. I took the money line on Troy. I laid fucking minus 1,700, fuckface. I took fucking Troy on the money line at minus 140 when they were down 9-0, asshole.
It's a live bet.
These fucking idiots. Fuck, seriously. I try to be a nice guy. You know, I'm always supposed to give 2 hours. I try to be a nice guy.
This looks like a chalk week. I'm looking at the NFL here. Like, I don't see the Giants beating or covering Denver. I think Miami's up against Atlanta. Miami, don't be fooled by that win against Tennessee. Win and cover, but they did absolutely nothing on offense. Jay Cutler at 78 yards passing did absolutely nothing. The only reason they won that game is because Jay Cutler faced the only other worse and more inept quarterback than him and Matt Castle.
They can lay the points there. I think Atlanta. Hold on, I just got a message for Bobby Brown. This is my prerogative. You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop now. It's for you, Bobby.
That's a good one. I like that. Little change up. New soundbite.
There's for you, Bobby. That was dedicated for Bobby. You're a fucking idiot. All right. Like I said, if somebody has a valid complaint, but you took Troy on the money line, fuck yeah, go fuck yourself. I took your mother's fucking tit on the money line. That's what I took on the money line. I bet that your mother would fucking put out tonight on the corner, fuck Bobby. That was my best bet of the night, fuck. That was the big favorite. Minus 1,600, fuck. Is Bobby's mother a skank? Yes, fuck. Chalk cashes. Ding, 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 ding. Chalk cashed.
There you go. Minus 1,700 cashed on that one. I hope he's happy.
Yeah. There's the chalk of the night, fuck.
There's your minus 1,700, right?
All right. Okay, Babana, so on the way out, you threw us one more. You're laying the points with the Falcons.
I think I probably will end up. I usually get scared off laying this kind of number most times, but this is Atlanta off a bye week. Atlanta off the Buffalo loss, which I'm sure frustrated them. I think they just lay the hammer down on this Dolphins team. I really do.
Ian Cameron, Pee-wee's Pick House. As always, Babano. Great stuff. A little bit of a couple of awkward jokes, a couple of mean jokes. I think you're a little bit more mean-spirited than a lot of us realized.
A couple karaoke moments too, yeah.
Yeah, pot shot at me, pot shot at Jazz. You talked about banning jabs from the chat. You brought up
my friends and I
losing a game from 6 weeks ago.
That's a product of my friends and I for years and years pot shotting each other relentlessly, and it carries over to other platforms, unfortunately.
I can't, but as somebody that came up with the thing to call you Pee Wee Herman, I can't sit here and get mad for you taking a pot shot at me now, can I?
No, but you know what? The thing about Pee Wee is,
you get a good sport. It goes both ways. I've got to take it back, right?
Well, the thing is, too, I don't hold that personally against anyone, the Pee Wee thing, not at all. And I roll with it. Roll with it, baby. Hang on and just roll with it.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm going to be fucking sitting in bed at 5 in the morning, Babano, thinking, I can't believe Babano fucking took a shot like that. This fucking guy.
This fucking guy. I had to make that wisecrack about a game 5 fucking weeks ago.
It was just your delivery, the way you really seem to enjoy saying it. Like that's what caught me off guard.
Well, I got to make if it's going to be a pot shot, I've got to make it sound like I'm enjoying saying the pot shot, which I kind of did, but all in good fun.
see, there's another one. It comes out. There it comes out, which I did. See, like I said. Like the twist, you know what, Babano? We're gonna come up with a new nickname for you soon too. Next time you join us, we'll have a new one for you ready on Friday.
Yeah, there we are. You're up in the ante now. You feel betrayed, and now he's getting another nickname that he's not gonna like. We're gonna find something that we're gonna label to this guy that'll be around with him.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking
it's gonna be like that noose around his neck. It's not leaving him ever.
No, I'm thinking who's a character. Who's a character in a movie that pretends to be a nice guy, but it's really a mean guy? Like, that's like, I got to look this up and figure out what movie guy you are now. You got to kind of look like him.
All right. Get that homework done. I'll be waiting.
You know what? Actually, we got a new one for you, fuck. Just for the pot shot on the way out, actually, I just realized, fuck, you kind of look like Screech, fuck, too.
That's a stretch.
Screech.
That's a little bit of a stretch, that one. Yeah. Just Dusty Diamond.
You're Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Except without that clothing. Okay. Screech, Pee Wee. Bring it on. Give me something else. What else?
You guys live with Screech? Yeah. What up, Screech?
Yeah.
Screech Picks. Yeah, ScreechPicks.com, fuck. Eddie Haskell.
ScreechWins.com. There you go.
Screech. He looks like the guy in Dumb and Dumber that sets everyone up and tries to kill Harry.
It's funny. People always say my father looks like Alan Thicke, like a resemblance of Alan Thicke. Passed away, so.
You kind of do like Alan Thicke as well, fuck.
Not
Alan Thicke's no longer with us, though.
That is. We missed the guy. Yeah, he was a good friend of Wayne.
Rest in peace. Yeah. May rest in Ian Cameron. All right.
Growing pains.
See you later. See you later, Screech.
All right, that's it. Let's call it a night. All right, Gabe. See you, viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Check out the Ice Guys in the morning, talking pucks on the Thursday card. Looking forward to it, Gabe. We'll see you next Wednesday. But we've got the Camster and you and me on Friday on the TV show. Looking forward to that as always. That's always fun. See you guys. Have a good night.
God bless Babano, huh? Good sport, Babano. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with Screech, though, man. Screech will stab you. Screech will stab you. The Shermanator. You know what's funny? I swear to God, a couple of years ago in downtown Toronto, I used to live like right downtown, like on Yonge Street in the middle of everything. And I was downtown Toronto and I was walking through an alley and I look up and I see Alan Thicke. And Alan Thicke, it was just Alan Thicke alone. And it was a chick taking pictures of him and like a handler. There was like two people, a photographer and a photographer assistant. And they were in an alley, and Alan Thicke was like dressed in a leather jacket, sort of making poses in front of graffiti in this alley. I used to take the alley as a shortcut all the time. So I walked past him, and I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? And then I realized, I'm like, that's Alan Thicke. And then it sort of really blew my mind. One of those weird deals where you're like, why is Alan Thicke in the alley, across the street from my condo? Like, I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't see any movie shoot. There's just some chick taking pictures of him. So have a good one, Donnie. So I was gonna go up to him and say, hey, Alan, can I get a picture with you? Because it's Alan Thicke. I figured, why not? Alan Thicke. He's kind of a Canadian icon. So, and really, I wanted to do it because I didn't think people would believe me. It was one of those deals. I want to say, look, I met Alan Thicke in an alley today. It was just a good story to tell, and I wanted the picture. But then they look busy and shit. He was, and I heard him say, do it again, And Alan Thicke was all serious and shit. And I was like, I don't want to bother him. And then he died shortly after, He died shortly after. I thought, man, I could have got that picture. I could have met him right before. Big man on campus asked, what's your parents like? It's kind of a weird question. Yeah, big man on campus. What's going on here, big man? Big man on campus. This is, hey, we've done what? I don't know how many shows we've done here now. 40, 50? I know, man. We've done 40 or 50 shows. By far, weirdest chat night of the show. And now we got big man on campus creeping up on any sister. You got a sister? Got a sister. Just the other night, big man on campus said that if anybody ever said they wanted to date his sister, he would kill them. Now he's poking around Babano's backyard. Hey, you got a sister? Hey, Babano, what's your address, Babano? What street you live on? Yeah, we're just busting your balls, big man on campus. Like, I'm just expecting the next. I just expect the next question. Yeah, well, yeah. What's the name of your street? Like, yeah. It's like big man's a cop. He's like slowly like interrogating Babano without knowing he's doing the profile. Oh yeah. You live alone. Yeah. Got a roommate? Got a roommate? Yeah. Any hot cousins? Yeah, I know. It's all right. You guys can ask me anything you want right now. I don't care. Ask me whatever you want. My mother's a very nice lady. She recently beat cancer. She lives in Vancouver. And yeah, that's about it. What can I say? I can't tell you more, but No, I brought my mother on the show before, actually, guys. On the show, like, people have seen my mother. My mother's been on the show like 3, 4, 5 times over the years. I usually go to Vancouver like once or twice a year, and I always do a show in Vancouver. And my mother always comes. She's like very supportive. Like, she's cool. Like, she'll come to the bar and have a drink and shit. Even like. Thoughts on Pat Mayo? Pat Mayo is very sharp. Pat Mayo is one of the best golf bettors out there. No, I didn't apologize. I was going to apologize, but I didn't apologize due to the fact that the dude complained to the management. Do I have any siblings? Yeah, I have a stepbrother. I have a stepbrother who's like half my age. I don't talk to him like weekly or anything like that. I should be closer with him, but we get along. It's not like, there's any issues. He's a very busy kid, and I'm a very busy dude. My brother's a big shot in the video game industry. My brother like fucking designed, what was like one of the big video games from that? It's kind of a vague question. Big video games from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What was it called? Fuck. Who do I like, Houston or the Yankees? I got to be honest with you. I think the Astros. I think the Yankees are playing with house money right now, but I think the Astros pitching's a difference to me. You got Verlander, you got Keuchel, Peacock's good, Morton's good. Man, to me, the Astros are just a team right now that I don't want to get in front of. No, it doesn't work at Ubisoft. Yeah, he does work for Ubisoft. Sorry. He does work for Ubisoft. I got confused because it's crazy. I have a cousin, and this is why he got into this. I have a cousin, this girl, that she's like a big shot. She was a big shot at EA video games. And she got a great career in this shit. It's a big video hub, right? So she got a good career in this stuff. And she told my brother, just go to this school and follow my path, basically. And my brother did it. He went and he followed her path. The next thing you know, he became a shot. Though, like he was working at EA, and EA pissed him off. Like he worked there for a long time. They promised bonuses. I don't know. EA pissed him off. So he was so good at what he does. He got a job at the Vancouver Film School as a professor. Fuck. And he told me he makes a little less money. He makes good money, man. I think he makes like $100K a year type shit, 120 or something. And he goes, I was actually making more at EA, but he goes, they pissed me off. And he goes, there's no stress. He goes, there's deadlines, and they're always fucking freaking out and shit. He goes, now I'm a professor. It's easy, fuck, you know? So, but they got him back in. He moved back to Montreal. And I'm like, what the fuck? He moved back. And my mother said they made him an offer at Ubisoft he couldn't refuse. So he's back at Ubisoft now. But it's fucking crazy. Like, he works like I do type shit. Like, my mother tells me, like, he works like 20 hours a day, 18 hours a day. He's all burnt out. She's like, I worry about him. He works like 18 hours a day. I think he does like fucking drugs all night and fucking, he's got a crazy lifestyle. And she's like, I never knew these video game guys are so crazy. And like, they never sleep. And like, you know, so like my brother, like my brother doesn't call my mother for like 2-3 months sometimes. Like, and she gets upset, and I tell her, listen, you know, she goes, you know, he doesn't call. And I said, listen, Mom, he's a successful guy, you know, and I said, you should be proud he's successful. You got to understand, like, he's in his own little bubble. I said, I get it, you know. I'm bad too. I make a point to try to call my mother once a week now. Because I used to be that guy that wouldn't call for a couple of months. But the thing is, all my father's dead. My grandparents are dead. My cat is dead. A couple of years ago, I had a really bad year, man. My life was a country music song. My ex-girlfriend I was with for like 10 years died of brain cancer. My cat that I had for like 12 years died. My father died. And then my grandmother died on like Christmas Day, essentially. I had like 4 meaningful deaths in like a 16-month run. So basically, I don't really have anybody left, to be honest with you. And then I was with a girl for like another 10 years. We were going to get married, and then she fucking split while everyone died. Great support, huh? So, yeah, my grandmother died. My cat died. My ex-girlfriend died. That it was my best friend. My father died. I was engaged, and then the chick split, all in like a fucking 1.5 year run. But, you know, whatever, man. Life is gonna fucking. You know, sometimes you're gonna get some fastballs, man. I sort of have like PTSD. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. I sort of have PTSD in a sense that I can't lie. You never get over this shit. The best way of putting it is basically every time one of these people or something died, every time one of these something died, it's like I lost another piece inside of me. So now I'm just sort of like hollow. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my mother left, but I'm sort of hollow. Like I don't really have like I don't really care about anything anymore. It's sad to admit, but that's what happens after, you know, you just get these, it's like whatever. Everyone's dead anyways. Whenever I think of something like, oh, I got a problem, I'm like, whatever, man. Is it a bigger problem than the funerals you went to? No. Like, so how big of a problem is this? Like, it's put things in perspective, but I'll be honest with you. You know how I got through this is by not drinking and not feeling sorry for myself. Always remembering that there's other people that have it worse. There's different tragedies for different reasons. You remember that God only deals people what they can handle for one reason or another. And it sounds pretty crazy, actually, but line from The Walking Dead. I'm like Kramer here. Oh, it's like Star Trek. Find your Kutcha. It's actually a line from The Walking Dead, in which the chick teenager chick. Anyone who watches The Walking Dead knows, the teenager girl. She doesn't care about living. Her parents are dead. Everyone's dead. And she basically says this to the Glenn guy, the Asian dude. She said to him, she's like, what is he? He's like, you're going to get killed or whatever. And she's like, oh, what does it fucking matter? Everyone's dead anyways. And that's when I got into The Walking Dead. I didn't like The Walking Dead. I thought The Walking Dead was just some stupid zombie show. I didn't know anything about it. And then I was like, oh, it's actually deeper than this. So, and then she's like, well, what does it matter? Everyone's dead anyways. What does it matter? And then he said, no. He said, you need to live for those who can't. And that's what drives me every day. Every day that I get fucking depressed or that I feel that I'm going to get slacked. And I actually don't. I'm depressed a lot, but I don't get slacked. I work hard every day. But I stay on myself every day. Anytime I feel sorry for every time something happens, I just think of my ex-girlfriend that passed and think, you know what? She would do anything to be alive and to be in my situation and deal with the problem that I just lost a Troy bet. I just think, these people would do anything to fucking still have their life. And I'm going to waste my life living, breathing, alive, crying about a fucking bet or crying about a troll or crying about a job or crying about fucking a TV show. It's just all bullshit anyways, man. It's all bullshit anyways, fuck. When I see people, oh, I'm stressed out, I got a problem. What's your fucking problem, fuck? Unless you got cancer and you're going to the hospital right now, don't tell me you got a problem, all right? What's your problem? What, your cell phone battery died? Lost your charger? People, you got to realize, man, and I get blown away all the time. I got people on Twitter, and I'm bitching on Twitter like a spoiled bitch. Oh, I fucking lost this, fucking this. I'm bitching about this and that. I got a guy that fucking sends me a tweet. He goes, I'm actually a paraplegic, and I agree with you about this. And I'm like, I didn't even know. I'm like, you're telling me you've been tweeting me all these years? And he's like, yeah. He goes, I can't even move from the neck down, the head down. This guy's one of the most positive guys on Twitter, fuck. It blows my mind. I'll tell you, I saw a feature on during a game day the other day, a couple of weeks ago. This little kid's a big USC fan, all right? Poor guy, I don't know why God did this to him, but the poor little guy, it's like 13, 14 years old, 12 years old, loses sight in one eye, then loses sight. They have to fucking take his other eye out or he's going to die. They have to take his eye out. Kid can't see anymore. I was crying watching this story. All right, people that know USC football know this kid. I was crying. I was like, oh, fuck, man. I was watching this, and I was mad. I was like, man, I can't fucking believe fucking this. Fuck, why does God do this shit to this kid? And then the parents were crying, and they said, we ought to tell our son that we need to take your eyes out. And they're like, how do you do this? How do you tell your kid this? And the kid answered, it's okay, Mom. This is just a new beginning and a new chapter and a new battle in my life. A fucking kid said this, man. It's okay, Mom. And he told her, don't cry. It's just another chapter. I'll be fine. And he said, you know, it's just God's whatever. It's God gave this to me. This kid is a kid, man. Like if that can't fucking make you think, suck it the fuck up, Buttercup, then nothing will. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up.
Regularity. He carried him at the start of the season. He's the reason they lingered around so long. Hamilton, nice kick pass. In comes slowly. Hamilton drops it off. Here's Kachuk. Scores! Matthew Kachuk on his mom's birthday gets his second of the game and ties it up at 3. So it's all about the transition game for the Flames on this one. He had very little success coming through the neutral zone. There's a turnover. Just chipped it to Michael Foley. And back to Kachuk. And that's a shot that I don't think Jonathan Quick will be very happy with. Although Kachuk gets a lot on it. Looks like it goes off the bottom of Quick's glove and beats him. His reaction, give Matthew Kachuk lots of credit, though. Take pucks to the net. You don't normally beat Jonathan Quick from there, but inactivity, I think, might have been one of the factors for the goaltender. 10:59, time of that goal for the Kachuk. Here comes control and a shot. Blocker saved by Quick. Throw him on ahead. James Clear. Hamnick chasing the puck. I follow after him. Hamnick able to get it up. And it's the glass into the penalty box and out of play. On behalf of Safeway Sobeys and Coca-Cola soft drinks, Mary Burris in Calgary has won a $250 Safeway Sobeys gift card. Congratulations, Mary. Gap control is so important. Dougie Hamilton does a fantastic job of making sure that he's in good position. That's where the turnover in the neutral zone, and he starts to play, and Matthew Kachuk finishes it off. Chipped in on goal, a high hopper. That's a hot one to the shortstop. He had to snag that out of the air, and Quick's able to hang on, but it was tricky. That puck bounced about 3.5 feet in the air. That was unbelievable. Great concentration from Jonathan Quick. This is not an easy play, by the way. It's actually quite deep on that one. Oftentimes, I would really recommend the goaltender goes closer to the puck where it's going to hit the ice. Hamnick shoots. Stopped by Quick. Up to the corner. Hamnick again. Nobody pitching. Corliss there. Second career. Goal game for Matthew Kachuk. Follow wheeling down the wing. Plays the puck to the far side. Brown trying to get it up front a couple times. Block Brown again. That's off the stick and up in the neutral zone. Inside 8 minutes to go in the third. All tied at 3 in LA. Kempe tips it over. Makes Shaw into it behind the net for Trevor Lewis. Driven out front. That's intercepted. Taken away by TJ Brody, who retreats back behind his own goal. Hamnick to Yager. Knocked away by Short. Jogger comes in to help out. Got a stick to cut it out behind the net. Adrian Kempe down the wing. Short with it, so is Lewis. Kempe's checked by Barkowski. Puck sits free in the slot. Back to pick it up. Front Lauer. Finds Self. Got a shot through. Had a save. Rebound. Chip back towards the goal by Glass. That hit Lauer in the leg. Barkowski shoots. Blocked by Kempe. Lauer back to Barkowski. Dougie Hamilton. You can hear him. Tapping for the puck. Off the back of the net. And Cook's able to freeze it there for a whistle. After some pressure by Calgary and a good shot by the fourth line.
Good defensive play by Barkowski. Kempe coming in, trying to walk around him, and Barkowski was strong on the puck there as well. That led to the turnover, and that also led to an offensive chance from Brouwer. He gets a good hard wrister through the defense legs. Jonathan Quick has to find a way to track that one down.
Yeah, we haven't talked much about the Kings and the Flames. 3-3 right now. 3-3. 6 minutes remaining. All right. Yeah, I don't have any good edge there in this hockey game. They said the Flames are hot. They just scored 2 goals to come back, right? I had a bad night tonight. Fuck. Hit the Yankees. That was good. Plus 185 helps, but the Troy game was a loser. I lost on the Cubs earlier in the day. I lost the Troy bet, and then I lost the Troy in-game bet. I laid the 16 with Troy, and then I chased it in-game thinking, well, they're down 9-0. They're not going to cover, but I'll get my money back, so I loaded up again. I didn't think there's any way in hell that they'd play that badly all night. But, of course, tonight they decided to play like shit, you know, because we all took them. It's a cold world, boys. That's the moral of the story. I don't mind the questions, though. I like the question period. Godfather or Goodfellas? I'm more of a Goodfellas guy. Yeah, John Rhodes. Yeah, we'll admit it. You can't have a great day every day, right? I've had a rough week. I'm getting frustrated about a lot of things, and can't let it get to the capping. I think I let it get to me tonight, actually. I was in a bad mood. I'm just dealing with a lot of crap all the time. Fuck, you know, I'm whatever. It's like we just talked about. You can't let this stupid shit in life piss you off too much, but it's hard not to let it sometimes. So, yeah, I know Brandon Lang. Brandon Lang used to be a guest on my show. I know. I know Brandon Lang. I'm an indica guy. Yeah, I've got the Ibanez gem, the Steve Vai guitar. Yeah, I know the Bills are playing 11th in LA. I'd like to go, but I can't fucking go to every game. I'm going to New York for the Bills and the Jets November the 2nd. It's funny. No, I don't live in Vegas. I'm in Toronto. Yeah, so like I said, with everyone gone, this guitar grows on me. Yeah, this guitar grows on me. The other night I came home, I'm like, there you are. There's my baby. Yeah, it keeps growing on me, this guitar. Beautiful, nice wood, nice fast guitar. Nice fast guitar. I would plug in and shred a little bit for you, but yeah, it's 1 a.m. I don't think my neighbors are down with the Marshall. Maybe we'll bust it out Friday night. So, yeah, tomorrow night, guys, we got a big football game. And tomorrow night's Betcast night. I can't play for the love of God. I could if I fucking tried for like fucking 2 months or something. Yeah, that's the thing with the Ibanez. You got the monkey bar, they call it. I'll plug in later in the week. I had an okay Sunday, Jax J. I had a good Sunday. I had a decent Sunday, but yeah. Rickster, I don't know what happened to the Rickster. Rickster's not a computer guy. Rickster's like a radio guy in a truck, right? So that's the problem. I'm not somebody asked what live shows. I never get to go see any live shows. I do shows every fucking night. I'm on 7 days a week, so I have a hard time with that. I'm supposed to go with this chick to Guns N' Roses on October the 29th. But I have a feeling she's going to stiff me. I have a feeling that's going to fall through. But no, I wouldn't even go to Guns N' Roses. The only reason I was going to go because she wanted to. But I like all kinds of music. Like I listen to Peter Gabriel a lot recently. I like Five Finger Death Punch, Kill Switch Engage, Slayer. Yeah, I like Denver. I like to go to Denver. I might plug in now. I got the fever. I'll plug in after the show with the headphones. But it's just a fucking problem to plug in. I got the amp right here, actually, but it's all fucking... There we go. I'm on the Panthers tomorrow. We on the Panthers. Because we can't turn it too loud here because it's fucking late. Can you hear that? I can't get it too loud now. Yeah, maybe on Friday night we'll jam out a bit. If you guys check out, if you go to on YouTube, punch that stuff in Homicide Morency. Yeah, it's too late to be turning it up, but we'll shred out on Friday night a little bit. We'll have some fun Friday night. Friday night, half my Creator. Yeah, Creator's a good band. Half my night, half my condo on Friday nights is partying like fucking crazy, so we can crank the amp up and shit. Yeah, JSS is saying, so you're watching the video. Yeah, that's me singing and playing guitar in the middle. Thanks, John Rhodes. Yeah, I like Satriani and Beck and stuff. I can play more than just death metal. I can play like, sort of heavy metal and other stuff. Yeah, but I got, we're going to be doing a new record, actually. I got a band. I used to be in a band before I was in sports media. I used to be in like a rock band, a metal band that toured and shit. And our last record that we put out was in the year 2000, 17 years ago, but we're doing a new one. You guys are very, very kind. I appreciate it. So like, I'm in heavy mode. I've been in very heavy mode recently. I've got all these new riffs that we're working on that are all heavy. So yeah, you see, I've been in very heavy mode recently, but I also like I've been playing more like sort of metal recently too. So yeah, standard sort of metal type shit. Like I said, I didn't play for years, guys. I only got this guitar like 2 months ago. Like I couldn't play this good, like even like I sucked 2 months ago. I'm still not back to where I was. I don't have time. I'm on the air all the time. Yeah, Rush are big in Canada. Rush are great musicians. Rush are great musicians. It's not for everybody, right? Rush is like nerd rock, fuck. It's like extreme nerd rock, but it's like, it's fucking over the top good. Baptized in blood. I know bonded by blood by Exodus. Bonded by blood. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. Hey, I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. Love Roger Waters. All right, 3-3 in a hockey game. Looks like we could be going to overtime here. I appreciate everybody. I play guitar, Jax J, when I'm not on the air. And to be honest with you, like right now, I'm going to end the show. I'm going to eat some pizza right now. And then I have to sort of get my script ready for the TV show in the morning. I'll be on the Fantasy Sports Television Network tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Check your cable listings. You can watch it online if you want, fantasysportsnetwork.com. My videos are always up, the plays of the day at the Fantasy Sports Network YouTube page. We encourage you to support Sportsbook Review, and you like this show, keep it going. Go to SBR, sportsbookreview.com. Click one of the books, give them credit so they can continue to give you the programming. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Nice to see the chat settle down a little bit. We'll do question period tomorrow again. Thanks, Chris Edge. You're a class act. Van Fob in Vancouver. Everybody else in between. I like the Carolina Panthers tomorrow and the over. I like the Carolina Panthers and the over. And as far as the baseball game, man, they're going back-to-back. Big game tomorrow night. You know, I thought that the Washington Nationals were going to choke this thing, but I think now that they've gotten this far, I've got to have faith that the Nationals can finish the job. Give me the Washington Nationals tomorrow night. Other than that, you're on your own. We'll see you tomorrow. May the winners be yours. Later, guys.